Look, I spend $5,000 a week on this shit. I'm not gonna share it.
Yo, spread some of that dough!
Oh God!
Hey, fuck
Hi
you,
everybody. Hello, friends.
There's no one here when we go live.
There will be here soon.
Yeah, they come in after we're live, though. They're
Yeah.
not here the moment we go live.
Well,
That's why we can start off the session by saying something terrible that only those who listen back to the VOD later will hear.
I mean,
Yeah.
fair?
How many people actually are listening to this live?
We usually get at least 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, it's not. We're not big.
I
But
do
still
the,
just nice.
I do the stream for
people.
fun.
Yeah.
We mostly just stream so we have the VODs.
Yeah.
It's easier to listen back onto everything.
Yeah, and if you need to pause and take notes, it's a lot easier to do so on a VOD than just be like, hang on, I'm writing shit down.
Like on that, I would love to not have a moment like in Roll With Me when Taka keeps interrupting Lanny.
I actually started watching that recently.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, I'm only up to the first episode.
Yeah, it's something that happens a few episodes in where Taka basically just keeps stopping the DM to ask him how to spell names as he's introducing the characters.
Yeah.
And it's pretty clear that the DM's getting pretty annoyed with that.
Especially since Lady's got face cam. So
Yep.
you can quite literally see the annoyance on his face.
I'm gonna make a
Whenever I
Dr.
take-
Pepper float.
Whenever I take notes, I tend to just try to spell out the name the best I do it. Then after session, I'm like, so how do you spell this name? Like that name? Because I spelled it this way.
Most of the names I give you guys are spelled phonetically anyways.
I will generally just write it down as
Yeah.
I hear it. Because it's my character's knowledge. And when you introduce someone, he's not going to ask, how the fuck do you spell that? It's going to be, oh, your name is Habalabalabu?
Shabadoo.
I'm just going to call you Hub. Because fuck spelling that.
I mean, sometimes
pronouncing
when a name is a bit hard to understand, I kind of have to ask, could you type that out, because it's easier for my brain to process if I see something that could pronounce it easier.
Yep. I mean, as long as I'm not giving you guys the names of my, Eldritch Horror creatures, you're fine.
I mean, that's fine. I can figure it out.
I
Okay.
realize what the most
I mean,
powerful
Bombing is
you
done.
can.
I think I realized what the most powerful item in hell would be. A phone book.
Most powerful item in what?
In hell.
In
I mean,
hell?
that's
Yeah.
just Asmodeus' special book. He literally
Every-
just has a phone book.
Yeah.
If you had a phone book in hell, you could just literally sit there, pick a name at random, and you have the true name.
It depends if they would record the true names in the phone book, though.
By law, you have to have your real name in a phone book.
Yes, it could be a real name for you, but not your true name.
That's what a real name is.
I mean, for devils, yeah. That's what would be there. But at the same time, if you got your hands on that, I don't think you'd have much time to use it.
But I mean, what if they had a...
Hey, anyone want to hear one of my Eldritch Abomination names?
Mm.
Sure.
Estikapotskis.
Are you okay?
That's the
Um,
name.
I think the names are. I mean, I get that they're not supposed to be pronounceable, but
I didn't hear enough raspberries in there. I thought that was different.
Well,
I don't know. Sounds like it could be Welsh.
Of course, it could be Welsh. Anything can be Welsh.
Should we get started?
I'm waiting for you guys to do your introductions.
Oh, sorry. I had gotten a phone call, so I did not know that we were into introductions. Hello, I am Andy. I play Keta, Tiefling Bard. She is small. You know her. She is good.
Mostly.
Like 70
There you go.
5% good. Next person.
Oh, hello. I am Armored Hunter, and I play as Da Vinci, the sexy person who does a dance. And a dance with a dance.
But let me ask you, does he prance?
Probably.
If he feels like doing a prance, he will do a prance, but he hasn't felt like doing a prance yet.
You're not exactly in a prancing situation right now.
No, not at all. But anyway, that is me. So, next person.
Hi everybody, I'm Danny Boop, and I play Morgon, the Tiefling Hexblade. And, well, shit, that's really all there's to say about her right now, honestly. Whoops. But, yeah, so, next.
I'm Felrose. I play Felzy, the magical locksmith. Who doesn't wear clothes.
People often forget the usefulness that is prestidigitation.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody's running a vacuum in Fails's room. Yes, hello, I am Methosia. I play Brimstone. I am Gun. That is all you need to know. I am Gun and I am tired.
He has two states of being: bullets and exhaustion.
Bullets and frustration. So, I guess 3. Bullets, frustration, and exhaustion. It depends on proximity to Keta.
I mean, frustration and exhaustion are one and the same for him.
That's true.
Alrighty then. Hello
Enough.
everyone, I am Ash, the DM for this group of intrepid adventurers who have found themselves stranded upon a rather dangerous island. Though luckily, last session they did manage to potentially find a way to relieve themselves of such shanghaiingness. It's going to be a bit of a journey to get them to a state where they can actually ship off in a way where they feel safe. But before that, let's go ahead and just pick right back up to where they last left off.
Yes.
When we last left our heroes, they were exploring this actual island, luckily finding several magical artifacts that will be of use from previous shipwrecks that found themselves marooned on such a deserted island. Unfortunately, I have not found any living inhabitants, though there is a potential for there to be one. As pointed out by a party NPC by the name of Cassandra, there is a structure on the excuse me.
You're good.
I was drinking a float. It wanted to come back up for a second. Not fun. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Well, that sidetracked me. Where was I?
Cassandra pointed out the thing that could be alive.
Yes, she pointed out the fact that there is actually a building on the mountain that is the centerpiece of this island. So, we're picking up essentially the night after their bit of exploration they have done. They are reconvening and feasting upon a meal of oats, flavorless oats, and large shelled clam.
Yes.
So let's get right back into that.
I think we were going to be setting up watch, like at least the plans for watch.
Yeah.
So, we have how we're going to sleep tonight, but don't we have to like make sure nothing's going to kill us in the middle of the night?
I'd recommend that.
Yeah.
I mean, well, how are we going to set it up?
Well,
I can't be left alone.
might attack us. It'd be spiders.
I won't leave you alone, Keta.
And well, no, it's more so. Okay, Okay, Brimstone can say the past few times that I've like been kind of somewhat alone at night. Okay, Brimstone was asleep. I may have almost been charmed by an imp and turned into imp food.
Sorry, what?
That's messed up.
Okay, so when we were traveling to port, I was sleeping, and Brimstone was asleep. And then I heard music, but Brimstone didn't somehow. And then I climbed over Brimstone, and then Brimstone woke me up, and then we fought an imp who was trying to turn other tieflings into imp food.
Yes, we.
Okay. Not we, it was Brimstone, but I distracted him, so I helped.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
I believe you.
Uh-huh.
Do I still have the imp wings?
They're a little bit dry and leathery at this point, but
Ketchup pulls out the imp wings.
Wouldn't there be a bag that you don't have anymore?
But I had an idea. So, since we kind of have to like double up in tents, why don't like the people who double up in the tents take watch, like
That's
together?
fair. Means that we don't risk disrupting the other in the tent.
Yeah.
you see Flair's
then-
head slowly poke out of his tent.
I mean, you're gonna be with Brimstone. It's gonna be really quiet.
He just looks at Brimstone, shrugs, and then slowly disappears back into the tent.
yeah. Just look at each other and just mutual shrug, like, okay, whatever.
I can deal with that.
That also means Cassandra's with Failsy, and then Morgan's with Da Vinci, and I'm with Lee.
Are you sure you'll be able to manage that?
Keta throws a pebble at Da Vinci's face.
Hey.
Roll to hit.
I mean, it's a valid question.
Should that be what would I roll, a dex thing or a strength based thing?
I mean,
Technically, it would be a dex check.
yeah, because it's not really unless
Yeah.
you're trying to huck a fucking boulder at him.
Yeah, you don't really get him.
And I think
He just moves his head to the side as it flies by. Hey.
I think the only one here who could feasibly huck a boulder that we know of is Lee. Cassandra might. We don't know how strong she is.
You don't know how strong Flair is either.
Yeah. Turns out Flair is actually barbarian.
I'll be fine.
You
I
just
don't
look
need
at
you-
you just look at Flair when you're alone. He just flexes and all of his clothes explode.
Yeah. He's true muscle wizard.
I don't need you watching over me every single moment, Brimstone.
Let the young girl have her moonlight fantasies.
Alexa just buries her face in her hands. Red up to the ears.
Oh, since it's relevant, I'm gonna move us.
Ooh.
Actual map.
Enhance and zoom.
I need to make this screen bigger so I can actually blow up this map bigger. This is probably gonna look real weird. I think I actually have to move you guys off this if I edit this, but I'm gonna try.
Okay, so we watched ashore here. We explored up here.
Oh no, cool. Actually, let me do that while you guys are on the map.
We're currently somewhere in here. The
I'll show you where
are over here. Ooh.
Fucking white.
Zoom.
Oh, okay.
White.
If you zoom in, you can actually see there is a campfire on the map. That's where you guys currently are.
Right
cool.
there.
Cool.
So we just went north, and I guess that's the shipwrecks. We'll just poke them around.
Yeah.
North of where you are is where you guys were exploring previously.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah, so for continued exploration, we could go south down here or up over this way.
Yeah, you guys don't actually have a map of this place. This is just for the sake of showing where you guys are. And yes, that is the building you saw
Yeah,
when Sandra pointed it out.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's probably important.
We still haven't gone to the spire itself, and its glowy thing.
Yeah,
Vinci.
yeah, we didn't get that far yet.
Can you see in the dark?
He might be the only one that can.
Because, like, don't we have to have, like, in order of when we're gonna wake up and all, too? I remember Miss Cassandra saying something about that when we were setting up camp.
Yeah. Give me a second, I'm gonna check something.
I mean, not everybody can see in the dark.
I mean, I can.
Yes, but so can I.
Um,
So can Monogam. I presume Failsy can.
Sorry, what was the question?
Can you see in the dark?
Yeah. Because I know Failsy's a tiefling, and she looks tiefling enough. It's just Brimstone's not entirely sure.
Yes. I can see quite well in the dark.
That's good.
Okay.
It comes very handy for nighttime activities.
Cassandra's actually just gonna raise a hand. If you can't, I can at least give you dark vision for the first body you watch.
I think I'll take you up on that.
Just means you have to go after I do.
So is that as per spell?
Yeah, Cassandra is a ranger.
I thought.
Well, dark vision lasts 8 hours, so basically.
Oh, does that last 8 hours? Okay,
Yeah.
so she could just cast. For some reason, I read one action as a casting time and thought it lasted an hour.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways,
Like-
8 hours duration, so she can just cast it now.
Wait, can we see in the dark?
Yes.
yes.
An orc.
It doesn't know that.
I think every single person in this party can
Except
see
for
in the
Da
dark,
Vinci and
except for Da
Cassandra.
Vinci.
And Cassandra. Cassandra is also a human.
Yes, Cassandra
least-
is a human.
At least as far as we know.
She looks human and she is a human. She's actually a pretty old human too, as some of you guys probably would have noticed by now.
Probably about my age.
Yeah, she's somewhere in
If
her
not older.
She looks like she's probably somewhere in her 40s or 50s, and that's pretty old for a human in this world.
Can we break into the wine?
See Cassandra just make a shrug, just like, I don't see why not.
More so Keta's looking at Brimstone.
Yeah,
Don't go
I think
crazy
would
with
be
it.
nice.
Has
You're not
Brimstone
my
actually
real dad.
Has Brimstone actually seen the wine yet?
He's heard about it, and he knows that alcohol isn't good. He hasn't.
Keta showed the wine to everybody.
Okay, so Brimstone, you've seen salamander whiskey before. It's just a normal spiced whiskey. It's for a real world equivalent. It's basically Fireball.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, and then I remember it's the Grainums.
Yes, and then it's Grainum Proof, which you remember is terrifying because it is basically an energizing alcohol that gets you super drunk and super energetic.
Yeah, the
Where it's
wine
so slowly
you're not. Yeah, the wine you're not having it.
What about the whiskey?
And
That's
I don't know
fine.
if this got said on stream last time, but for the sake of mechanics, because some of the party members would notice and be able to relay it, Grainum Proof alcohol, or specifically Grainum Proof wine, if you drink it, it will actually remove a level of exhaustion from the character.
Yeah, so that one should be saved too.
But it is also a DC 25 Constitution saving throw to avoid getting drunk. It's very alcoholic.
Keta's giving him the puppy dog eyes.
What?
For at least the whiskey for tonight.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Grainum Proof alcohol, not something you want to drink before trying to sleep.
Yeah.
Keta will just kind of have like a little shot of it.
You guys don't really have cups, so you're basically just having to drink from the bottle.
Yeah, so then just a small swig. Not enough to like really kind of get it it's enough to have the taste and a bit of burning, but like not a full like thing.
Now you say that, I still have to roll.
How do you roll self-control?
Wisdom save.
I mean, Keta knows that she has to take watch, so she's not going to get like hammered.
It's not a factor of you knowing that. It's a factor of you might not having fully realized how alcoholic this is. Go ahead and roll a Constitution check.
Alright, oh god. Keta with her shit constitution.
Yeah, you're just really bad Constitution.
Four. It's
Well,
a 4.
who chose to play the race that shouldn't exist?
Anyways, we're not going to talk about
Listen.
the race that shouldn't exist, because that's not
Listen.
something we talk about. The
She's
listen
a
is be
tiefling.
quiet.
Yeah,
Anyways.
tiefling shouldn't exist.
Shut up. Actually, in this world, they really shouldn't, considering how the state of the infernal plane is. But oh well.
Somehow they're still here.
Yeah, they basically just become a race. Keta, you take
Yeah.
a swig and realize a second later you didn't mean to take that big of a swig. You're not drunk, but that just hit you really hard. Yeah, you're left a bit sputtering.
Keta will just sit there and stay quiet because she doesn't want to open her mouth.
I mean, Brimstone's been around Keta long enough. He can tell.
You can tell by the look on her face that just
Oh no.
she's slightly regretting what she's just done.
You okay, Keta?
She just drank too much.
I put my cloak over my head.
You shouldn't have did that.
Oh no.
Lee will actually not drink anything because he does not drink.
Oh, interesting to know.
Pure lead.
More so, like, oh, I wouldn't try this. Oh, fuck, that's a lot.
Oh,
Never
fuck.
touch that again.
When you do you actually
I
say like pure lad when he like doesn't take the alcohol?
No. No.
Okay. You would have explained why, but oh well.
Yeah, just That's fair.
I'll just have a bit of the whiskey myself.
I got drunk once. Couldn't remember what happened. God said I'm not allowed to drink anymore.
That's
That's
fair, given a big guy like yourself.
Yeah,
You had
yeah.
an amazing time then.
I knew a guy about as big as you. Well, shorter, but yeah, we found him. Found him halfway through a really big cow thing. I don't know. Wild Magic's weird. I don't know who won that one. Neither of them lived though.
I'm not allowed to drink random proof one because it makes me get very hyper and I can't sit still for more than 5 seconds.
You can't sit still for more than 5 seconds, anyways.
Keta has nervous leg syndrome.
No shit, ADHD.
I also may have
Sugar
I also may have broken 3 vases the last time I had it.
What trouble does this girl get into?
A lot.
Both confirm, neither deny. That's how you know it's bad.
Why do you think I almost always have her in my sights?
That's fair.
Mainly because I was cooped up in a house for 19 years now. I was let out until a month ago.
Yeah.
I have a lot of pent up energy.
Yeah, what about that?
Huh.
What?
Just the fact that you were kept cooped up for that long.
I get very sick easily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that does seem at least like a decent justification.
Yeah, I mean...
My
That's
dad's
what-
also a soldier, so he worries a lot.
That's why I'm here.
Hey, Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Why is your constitution set up as 1 + 1?
Because of Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a constitution check, not a save.
Yeah,
I was
that
just
save.
confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not proficient in straight checks. So they get the Jack of all trades bonus.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I was really confused about that the first time it rolled like that, so I went in, checked it, and it was just Jack of all trades.
Okay. Just making sure. I've never actually seen Jack of all trades roll before.
So,
Me at least.
back to order of watch. Who's gonna take first watch?
Oh.
Well, I mean, maybe in interest of not having to expend too much of resources before we go to bed, just in case one of our watches that has a person without dark vision should take it.
So, I mean, wait. The only person technically with that dark vision now is Cassandra, because she did that thing to Driven.
She hasn't done it yet, but she will.
Well,
Like before you guys bed down.
Yeah.
I think everyone's paired up with someone with dark vision anyway.
I would almost think, just given how hard she got hit, that
crap, actually.
Keta and Lee take first watch.
I mean, both of us have. I mean, I have really good dark vision. I mean, not really good, but I can see very nicely.
Well, yeah, but you also took a lot for your system in Bible.
Yeah, once she goes down, there's probably no getting her up.
Yeah.
You actually see Cassandra's currently like patting on herself, looking a little bit concerned.
What's wrong?
Shit.
What's wrong?
I don't have my spell pouch. I actually can't cast spells without that.
Fuck, man. Yeah, that's that. Fuck.
Oh.
Because she's a ranger, she can't use a focus, so she
Yeah,
has
it
to have
needs
the
the components out.
And we don't have dried carrot nor an agate.
Elsie's just patting herself around her non-existent pockets. Then realize, oh wait, it's in my bag.
Around the scraps of clothing that she wears.
They're
no,
also very scrappy right now, considering you guys were torn to
Yeah.
pieces almost.
Yeah. Everybody's clothing is looking a lot worse for wear.
Felzy found a component pouch in their little travel,
Oh, that's right, you did.
and she just tosses the component pouch to Cassandra.
Where's Cthulhu?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That makes things a lot easier.
All my magic's through my staff here. I don't really need it.
I don't know how I cast magic is mainly because I sing and play a guitar.
And she's gonna dig through that and find an agate. Alright, gross is averted. Gross is averted.
Good.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't casting it yet, because she was trying to find something to cast with.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I do have a spell. I always forget I have it because it's minor illusion, and it's a 9 for the.
Oh,
DC.
thank you for the follow, Mizuki.
Oh, thank you.
Easy.
So,
Oh
mean-
no!
She's gonna go ahead and cast Dark Vision on you, Da Vinci.
so, Lee and me first, and who's after then?
Well, I could take a watch with the skimpy tiefling girl.
So Cassandra fails a second.
Then I guess
Seconds lost.
well, it could either be the two quiet ones as second and last, and we're the first ones to just wake up.
I think it'd be best to have the old men wake up first.
Besides,
Blair's head slowly emerges from the tent again.
What is that you roll?
I think between the two of us, we can probably generate the most noise if necessary.
Alright then, second to last.
All right. Sounds good to me.
So what is the order?
Keta and Lee, then Cassandra Failsy, then Da Vinci, Wanagon, and then Flair and Brimstone.
Alright. So you guys, you continue to have your nice meal of clam, which
Yes.
probably most of you have never eaten clam before.
Yeah, probably.
It's kind of slimy and kind of gross when you're not used to it.
No, it's fine.
Not a bad flavor, pretty salty.
No, it's fine. I've lived on MREs for 3 fucking years. This is fine.
Some MREs are actually pretty
No, I know. It's just Brimstone doesn't give a shit.
fair
And
enough.
I'm sure Keta's like, eh. Brimstone, eat it.
Felzy wriggles her nose at it at the oyster because it looks like snot.
Bitch.
I mean, actually, based on some of the foods you would have eaten in the desert, this would not be
Too far.
abnormal. There's a lot
Keta
of
really
large,
doesn't like it.
weird crustaceans that you would eat there that have kind of a similar texture to them.
In the desert?
Yeah, don't forget, the desert's also like literally on a seafront. You're basically like
Okay.
where you're from is a coastal desert.
Yeah, sea bordered.
Like yeah.
After Keth is done with the clam, she kind of ends up putting a maple candy in her mouth to wash out, to kind of mask the taste of fish.
That doesn't help.
It doesn't,
It
but
just-
she
it
just
just
wants it to
mixes
go away.
Flavors together.
Oh, no.
Ugh. Maple candy with fish.
Not maple candy with fish, maple candy with clam specifically.
I've never had clam, so I'm associating it with fish.
It's
Still,
a very
no.
different flavor. It's actually a pretty clean, very neutral taste, but It's mostly a texture thing of eating a clam that upsets people.
So,
Yeah. You're not having a good night. terms of
no,
food.
no. Today's being weird.
Don't let it taste. Felzy just jiggles the whiskey bottle. You can wash it down with this.
No, 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 no.
At least not until
Suit
the end of
yourself.
the watch.
Felzy takes a swig.
Just the internal brimstone. Just good God, this is gonna be fucking terrible.
How big of a swig?
A nice quart.
Alright. Actually, you probably wouldn't be much of an issue for this since there'd be a lot of wine drank at the temple, so...
What I picture is just like fails. He just kind of grabs it with her teeth and just kind of slings it back. yeah. Just kind of like how you would expect like a snake to do it. Fuck.
Don't you have arms?
Some of them.
Most of them have arms.
And
Anyways,
sometimes they're feeling lazy.
but yes.
Oh,
So
God.
everyone else can bed down for the night, and we can begin the first...
Yeah, Keta's gonna sit a bit away from Lee because her brain is kind of foggy at the moment. She's trying to process things.
He doesn't seem keen on getting super close if you don't seem to want him to be, so... He just sits
It's
on
not-
one side of the camp, you sit on the other.
It's more so she's sitting maybe 5 feet away from him, like just like staring at the ground slightly. Trying
Meanwhile,
to be like fourth dimensional math.
Lee is actually like focused on doing the watch, so go ahead and make a perception.
10.
Lee, you glorious bastard, you rolled terribly.
Hopefully he rolled a bit better than I did.
He didn't. Anyways, there's no harm of it though. There's nothing really seems to happen during your watch. You do occasionally see like a glint of something in the tree line, but you just assume like it's like the eye of an animal.
Before we bed down, Ketel just finally like look over. Why were you staring at me earlier? Like when we were doing the thing?
He seems confused.
When we were digging the hole, you stared at me for like 5 minutes. You kind of looked at me.
He just sort of shrugs, just like,
You're pleasant to look at.
like he doesn't know how to answer it more than that.
He just kind of looks back over to the tree line, trying to think of that.
Oh, you see the spiders.
Huh.
All spiders. Only spiders. Nah, you really haven't seen much during it.
Alright.
So, if you don't have anything else you want to say to Lee, I assume you guys can make the next watch and bed down.
She doesn't really have. She wants to talk with Morgan before she says anything to Lee.
That's fair. Unfortunately, not
So,
really
yeah.
something you can do tonight, given
Yeah.
how you guys set up your watches.
Yeah. So I assume we go wake up the next watch, which is Cassandra and Failsy.
Yes. Failsy, you awaken to the fact that Cassandra has just basically draped herself over you. Not really being someone with a concept of personal boundaries.
Felzy's okay with this?
That's fair.
Well, this is fine.
Yeah, but she's actually like very easy to rouse from her slumber. She's a ranger, and
Felzy
they are
just sort of
very easy.
pats her on the head.
Time to do watch. So, gonna go ahead and roll a perception check for her. Her bonus to this is pretty good. You can go ahead and make a perception check as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the skill and read it. I need to zoom in on that. How to zoom? Everything is tiny writing.
You're not trained in this,
Think.
but you do have decent skill. Alright.
Not much better than Keta.
It's another case of where you don't really see anything, but there are some points where Cassandra sort of like puts a hand on your shoulder and like has you like quiet down if you're saying anything. Just like don't move. But then she'll calm down.
Not seeing much, I guess Fauzi would be kind of reminiscing.
Yeah. Lots to reminisce about right now. You're on a deserted island. Not really much else to do but think and survive.
Well, this is a great adventure. Not what I set out to do.
You don't really expect to be attacked by a Leviathan when you hit the high seas, to be honest.
It was not on my list of things when I left my mate at home.
I don't imagine. But we'll get out of this. None's been able to stop me and Flair from getting out of something so far, so we'll make sure you get along.
Do you think one of those spiders are edible?
I mean, those spiders, they should be edible. You just have to catch one. She's actually sort of like looking around. Maybe something better saved for if we've got the rest of the group, though. Don't want to accidentally freak one out and have it attack us when everyone else is asleep.
Fair enough.
Definitely see some plump ones out there, though. Yeah, actually would notice that she's, like, very purposely scanning her eyes through the trees, seemingly noticing things. There are quite a few of them.
I'm guessing Fauzi doesn't actually see them herself.
It's a case where if you did see them, you're just seeing like a second between when they start to move. You just see the movement in the leaves. You don't actually see the forms of them moving.
Yeah.
They don't really seem to be attacking, though, so no purpose to draw their ire if we don't want to.
Yeah, I can't exactly see them from here. Damn.
Yeah, it's fine. They're fast little buggers, I'll say that. We should probably tell the next people on watch to keep an eye out.
That's the dancer and tiefling lovers up, isn't it?
Yeah, whatever their story is, they've certainly got one. Something about how that board moves is familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Anyways. your watch is still more or less uneventful. I just realized something. The music is actually quite loud, isn't it?
Not bad for me.
What? No, it's not that bad for me. I can hear everybody over it.
Okay, it just sounded
If
kind
it
of
is, I just put the volume down of my Google.
Yeah, I can hear the music. It's not terrible.
Okay. It was just kind of loud for me. I wasn't sure if it was too loud for the stream or anything.
I always turn back up my resolution.
It doesn't seem to be.
Okay, cool. Alright then. So did you have anything else you wanted to do over the course of your watch, Felzy?
Rosie doesn't have any light tasks that she can do, so and training her gun in the middle of the night is not good.
Everyone's sleeping.
Yes, we should be very quiet as to not disturb the forest. Bang, 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 bang!
I'm not disturbing the forest.
I'm not disturbing the forest. Yay-ho!
Distant banjos.
What? No, fails isn't that.
Alright then. So yeah, the rest of your watch is fairly uneventful, and you're able to rouse the next people without much issue. I assume you warn them of what you've seen, or rather what was seen.
It's spiders.
There be spiders about.
Spiders.
Also, what do we see when we poke our head into the tent?
Spiders.
There's just no Mordegon and Javinci, they're just both spiders now.
Oh no! It's just because in one of my games, Batty played a PC who had a deathly fear of spiders, and also had 5 intelligence, so she kept telling a spider story. And she was epitome of just redneck South. So spiders, spiders. It's great. Anyway.
Well, as for what does Failsy see coming into the tent, Danny and I haven't actually talked about that, but I figure, given their proximity or affiliation with each other, that just find the two of them
Cuddle
wrapped
pile.
up against each other.
Yeah.
Got a pot.
Like, I would imagine, given the circumstances, they didn't do anything other than just go to sleep.
No, would have been a bad situation. Also, there's a bunch of people around you with no walls.
Yeah, so just basically cuddled up together, sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Time to get up.
Aw, that's adorable. Wake up!
If you were to go into Lee and Kieta's tent, you'd see that Lee's essentially holding Kieta like a teddy bear.
Aww.
And yeah, and you go into Flare and Brimstone's, and they're just as far apart as possible. Just no, I'm asleep over here.
No, they go into Flare and Brimstone's tent and just see the fact that Flare is awake, staring at Brimstone.
That's not creepy at all.
Because Flare is a drow and thus can just do trance.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. What? Just-
Sitting and waiting.
Is it our shift already?
Seems like, come on, get up.
Fine. Yeah, spiders. They were watching us while we were at the ships. I would definitely keep an eye out for them.
Spiders.
God damn it, man.
We don't need your inside joke right now.
Okay. You're gonna get it anyways.
Yeah, both of you can make perception checks per the watch.
Alrighty. 20!
Very nice. I realize I need to set my rolls to roll as the character real fast. Sorry, but it was perception?
Yep.
Alright.
You don't really need to do that, but yeah.
I like to do it, and that's a 6.
Alright. So, I'm assuming your guys' situation for doing watches is essentially you both sit on either side of the campfire, just keeping an eye out from either side of the little camp you have.
More or less, I would think.
Alright then. Yeah, you're doing that, and you can have whatever idle conversation you want to. Seems to be uneventful for the moment.
This has been one hell of a day.
That it has. At least the night's been relatively uneventful.
Yeah, that's at least a bit of solace.
Yeah.
And I don't like the amount of spiders going on around here.
Might perhaps be a comfort that thanks to that little spell Cassandra cast on you, though, you can actually see them, so you can be prepared for if they decide to jump.
Yeah, although it feels weird. You normally see like this.
Have since the day I was born.
It just feels odd. So many things are just gray right now.
Yes, it's very much like looking through a night vision goggles, but rather than shades of green, it's shades of gray. So it looks like how I always see through night vision goggles. Hooray for being colorblind.
Specifically green, too.
For specifically green.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a thing I take for granted, just purely because I was born with the ability and I've never known different.
Yeah, well, at least now I understand why it was a bad instruction to tell a dwarf to grab the green one.
At one point, Dravinche, you happen to turn over to look at her when you're sharing a laugh. Morrigan has a large spider on top of her head.
Spider!
And she seemingly has not noticed it.
Hold still.
Stealthy fucking spiders.
And when I say large spider, I mean its body is literally covering the top of her head.
Oh, Jesus.
Just draw out a sword slowly and sneak up to the spider.
Dravinche, what are you doing?
It's looking at you.
Oh. Just hold still.
Alright.
I'll fuck your shit.
Dravinche is going to try to gently slip the sword underneath the spider to kind of flip it off her.
Make an animal handling check.
21.
Alright, so Morrigan, you see him slowly push a sword towards the top of your head. But you trust Dravinche. You know he knows what he's doing. And when he flicks the sword, you see... I imagine you're looking up at this point to see what's happening.
Yeah.
A spider about the size of a dinner plate come flying off your head and land on his arm. It doesn't attack you, it's just it looks like it literally just grabbed onto your arm like it just got freaked out.
The fuck?
It's not trying to bite you, it just has all 8 of its legs wrapped around your arm.
Okay, then slowly lower his arm. Let the spider off him.
Can I offer you a nice fly in this trying time?
spider has Danny DeVito's face. Holds up a bird egg.
Can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time?
I'm the bug man.
Wait a minute. I live in the way.
I don't know if you guys can actually hear that sound I'm trying to make.
If I
Did
was,
hear it.
Yeah.
if I was a forest gnome.
What? Is that the spider making the sound?
Yeah, it's like that sound is coming out of it.
That's weird.
Is it trying to talk?
Dravinci, you would actually notice this because it's like, because I imagine you've like lifted, you're like looking down at your arm, just making sure
Yeah.
it doesn't bite you. You actually notice that sound is being made by these two large like mandible, like pinchers on the front of its face being clicked together.
Yeah. It's mandibles.
Okay, now you could just get off me now.
All your animal handling checks stand for that. It does actually slowly get off of your arm. But it
Just
doesn't
stand-
leave. It's just staring at you.
Just stand back up.
That was on my head.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and Dravinci, this is a weird thing. This is a huge spider, but when it was on your arm, it did not feel like it weighed anything.
It seems the spiders here are exceptionally light for their size.
Well, that would explain why I didn't feel it on my head then. You'd think a spider that big would weigh at least a couple of pounds.
Unless they're all illusions, but
Like, it's not that you couldn't feel it, period. It's just that it didn't really add any weight to your arm. Like, when it was gripping onto you, you could feel that it had physicality. And, like, when you flicked it with your sword, you did feel like you hit something. Actually, kind of made
Yeah.
a tink. It actually kind of made like a tinking sound when you hit it with your sword before.
okay, we don't really have anything to feed it.
Sort of looks at you for another minute or so before slowly skittering backwards.
Yeah, just kind of shoot, go on. We don't want to harm you.
I'd actually like both of you to make an insight check as you see it walking away.
Insight?
Yep.
Oh,
Natural 20!
Dravinci, you're just like, this is a weird spider. Not really sure what to make of this. Morrigan, from where you come from, you've seen some pretty big spiders. You've traveled a lot. You've seen spiders. You've probably fought a few spiders sometimes. This thing didn't move like a spider. Like, spiders have like a very sort of fluid motion to how they move all of their limbs and into slowly but surely make very large steps.
Mm-hmm.
This thing made very tiny, like disjointed movements to move away.
That thing's not moving like a spider.
oh, what do you mean?
You'd almost describe that it looked like it was moving mechanically.
A spider, they move kind of almost gracefully. That thing, it moves like almost like a mechanical toy or something like that.
Wait, made a metallic sound when I hit it.
Huh.
Something tells me something's up here.
Yeah. definitely need to let Brimstone and Flare know when we wake them up for their watch.
Yeah, and at that point, the rest of the watch is uneventful.
Okay, now to get the two grumps.
Aside from at one point where a deer literally just wanders into your camp and then sits next to your campfire because it's warm.
Or I got to this like, well, I'm used to that with the big old rats that live where I'm from, but never a deer.
Well, this... but it's nice to have an elegant figure around. That makes two.
Yeah, but that's at like the tail end of your watch.
I guess the deer wanders off as we get up to go wake up Brimstone and Flare.
No, it's just napping next to the fire.
Gender Vinci pet it.
Yeah, it's soft. It's not
Is
a
it-
very old deer. Like it's maybe at most a year old.
Oh, it's a yearling.
Yeah, so it's actually still kind of like a little awkward looking.
But still, give it some pets. And then go and wake up the old fogies.
Pat, bang! What? We needed meat.
Yeah. You go into Brimstone's tent, and as much as I joked about earlier is literally the case, Flare is already sitting up and just staring at Brimstone.
Okay, come on, you two. Wakey, wakey. Just give Brimstone a little kick on the foot.
Brimstone's a military man, he probably isn't that hard to wake up.
Honestly, yeah. I heard you walking in.
Okay. Something to report from our watch. So, came across a spider, and we think that there's... what's the word I'm thinking of? Metal beings that are spider shape.
They don't move like a spider does. They move like a wind-up toy. If you've ever seen one of those.
Just looking at Flare like, do you know what they mean?
A clockwork thing.
I mean, that you recently saw one of those entities, so you probably could assume they're talking about a Warforged, maybe?
Wait.
But they're talking about one that looks like an actual spider.
They
Not one that just has
looked enough-
spider-like features.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know.
It looked like a spider enough that it was on my arm, and I didn't think it was off. But it's very, very light.
Wasn't until I saw it moving that I figured it might not be a real spider. Also, there's a deer napping by the fire. Although I don't really think that's anything to worry about. It's just, I don't know, probably just napping there because it's warm.
You guys have
It's a
generally
pleasant
noticed that
deer.
on this island, most of the what you typically consider prey animals don't really seem to consider you guys threats.
Yeah, we saw a few deer like that on the trip to the ships. They don't seem to have a lot of natural predators here.
My fan fell for some reason.
Oh no, the fan.
It just keeps doing this.
So, we're going to go and catch up a bit more sleep. You two enjoy yourselves on watch.
I imagine they proceed to have a very quiet watch.
Yeah. So many words are exchanged. So many.
Flare, who is perfectly willing to talk, just does not initiate conversation. And Brimstone, who is not willing to talk and would not initiate conversation.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, just a very quiet watch. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
I mean, you do obviously see the deer that is sitting next to the fire.
just kind of looks back. Nah, Captain saw it. You're right.
Yep. So it just sort of stays there and looks at you because it wakes up when it hears you coming. Sort of looks at you. And it just goes back to sleep. Nothing happens on your watch.
Yeah.
It's incredibly dull, uneventful. There's not even a sound near you, except for occasionally you hear the breathing of your companions or the deer make a sound as it snores.
Cat is snoring loudly.
It's slightly muffled by the fact she's snoring into a big beefy chest.
Does he snore?
No. Lee doesn't really make a whole lot of sound, period.
Don't be big man.
Alright.
But yeah, sorry. I was having to deal with the fact that something just got knocked over on my desk as well.
It's okay.
So your watch is pretty uneventful, and soon you see the rising sun of the morning. And you figure it's about time to rouse everyone. Cassandra is already awake.
Sorry for the noises outside. I don't know what's going on, but like there's some sort of alarm going off.
It happens.
Yeah. Kappa takes a bit to wake up, as Brimstone knows.
Yeah.
Lee just comes out of the tent holding Keta. Like, literally, he just has her under an arm.
Too cold. So cold.
Yep. You all get the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah, for all those things I expended.
Well, it's useful for other reasons.
Yeah.
So what do you all want to do today?
Okay, so we've set up camp.
We should go.
So
Check on water. And Cat will get up and go check on the water.
Oh, yes. Yes, you go towards the beach, and you find that over the course of the evening, there was not a whole lot of heat, but as the early morning sun has risen and it is beating down, there is the clamshell that was placed at the bottom of your little solar still, and it's about halfway full at this moment. You've probably got a couple of gallons of water.
Cat doesn't have message.
A couple of that is a big clamshell. It's only half full and it's got a couple of gallons of water.
Don't forget, this was like you could assume this is probably a 200 to 400 pound clam.
Yeah, it was like the size of like Lee's chest.
Cat does have message. Can it reach somebody?
So what's the range on message?
120 feet.
120 feet.
I think we're a lot farther than that.
Yeah, unfortunately, they'd be out of the range.
I mean, I do have stuff really loud.
I mean, you could also just walk back. It's about a 5-minute walk to get. Now that you have like a proper path laid out from a walking back and forth this many times, it's about a 5-minute walk.
She'll fill up her water skin first, though, and then happily make her way back. Guys, guess what?
what?
By the
We
way,
have water.
for the sake of logistics, that clamshell is about 2 feet in diameter and about a foot deep.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
it's
it's
a-
almost like a kiddie pool.
Yep, it being half full is a lot of water.
We've got water.
Hooray! Fauzik says,
Oh,
falling out the tent.
that's great.
Well, I thought we should
Okay,
go check on it.
So we have food, we have water. I guess that all that's left is to search around some more.
Oh, did you guys see anything interesting last night?
We found a lot of boats. A lot of shipwrecks.
No, last night, not yesterday.
No, during the watch.
Well, I can almost say this for sure. I don't think we're alone on this island.
Why do you say that?
We Morrigan and I, we encountered a spider that seemed more like it was made of metal than, well, what a natural spider's made out of.
Well,
Who's getting arrested?
that's on my end. That's, I believe, the ambulance.
Andy, stop doing illegals.
I'm not doing illegal things for one.
Wow.
Anyway.
Phrasing.
Um. Well, I mean, what if it was just like a crate of mechanical spiders that kind of washed up and then they made their home here? Or what if it's were spiders?
You say this, by the way. There's just a deer There's just a deer that's poked its head into your circle conversation.
I pet the deer.
Yeah, that decided to just come and lay down at the fire near the end of our watch.
No, we're not keeping it.
Ah.
Can we eat it?
Ketty wraps her arms around it.
We're still not keeping
Given that I petted it earlier, do I have an... Did it feel like Fletch?
It feels like a deer. As far as you can see, it looks normal. Keta, who currently has her arms wrapped around it, can feel that it has a pulse. Just seems to be a very curious deer.
Keto will look at the deer and go, "Are you once a person?"
Oh,
Just sort of slowly tilt its head to the side, clearly not understanding what you just said.
all we know is that something's not quite right here. And there is something artificial here. There's a good chance that someone put it here.
Well, why?
More eyes on the island?
Ah.
What's wrong?
It wants you to let go of it.
Oh, sorry. She lets go.
Not a
Okay,
pet.
you're choking the poor thing.
It
Aww.
wasn't tight. It wasn't a tight squeeze. It was just kind of like arms around.
I don't imagine Keta knows how to give a light hug.
Yeah.
Yes, she
At
does.
least not when she's excited.
No.
Because she would not have
Not
often
excited,
done the...
defensive.
Well, when you defensively hug something, you especially hug it tightly.
Anyway,
Either way, it still wanted you to let go of it.
yep, she lets go and then it's like, well, I mean, it's an island that literally no one survives on. No one.
As far as you're aware.
No one's
Yeah,
gotten off of it, at least.
And then,
That is
I mean-
actually not true.
well, I mean,
It's just
If-
people rarely... It's very rare for someone to successfully sail away from this island.
Well, I've got a boat in a box now.
Do you think it's looking for the kingfisher? I mean, if it's just going around the island. Like these things are going around the island.
I
Gathering
don't
information
know.
on it.
All I know is that it was on my arm. I wasn't able to tell that wasn't real, except for the fact that it weighed next to nothing, despite being bigger than your head.
The deer just sort of walks off in like a northeasterly direction.
Bye!
And before it was on Da Vinci's arm, the spider was on my head, and I didn't even notice until he said something.
Day, can we see any of the spiders?
Make a perception check.
Can Keta do the same?
Anyone who wants to can.
Alright.
Why not? Nope, Da Vinci is too busy talking.
See nothing.
That's 5 for Da Vinci, 20 for Fancy.
Fancy sees better in the daytime for some reason.
21
Yeah,
for Keta.
No.
8 for Brimstone.
16.
All right. All right. Okay. Flare, Cassandra, and Lee. None of them see anything. Keta and Failsy. As everyone starts like looking around, they don't see anything, but you both just turn and look in the same direction. And as you look at one of the trees, you see probably about a good 4-foot wide spider just disappear into the canopy.
Do I have enough time to shoot a spell at it?
It's like literally if you had blinked, you would have missed it. It's like
Yes,
the
you
moment if
catch
you have like a reaction. Are you a warcaster so you could cast a reaction spell? So
And at this point, I don't have enough feats to do fast casting.
yeah, so even then, it literally was gone in a flash the moment you looked at it. You did see the direction it went. It was moving eastward.
So, what are we going to do today? Can scout further to the spire? Scout to the south? Or try to go to the northeast and try to see if we could climb up that mountainous area?
Given what we have to... I suppose we should maybe establish areas we know.
Yeah, so shouldn't like one party go scout more for one direction and another party go scout a different direction?
Did neither of you tell the rest of the party what you just saw?
Well,
Sorry, I was away. I couldn't.
Yeah, I know. But just like based on reactions, just like you both seem a little bit frazzled, but neither of you are saying anything.
Failsy drew her gun and pointed at the spider, but it was gone before she could actually get a good
Okay.
shot at it.
Fuck you pulling a
Spider
gun
went-
for?
The spider.
What spider?
There was a spider.
Where?
It points to where the
Awesome.
spider was, but it went.
Fast little bugger.
Okay.
So
Why you pulling
maybe.
a gun on it?
Well, it's made out of metal. Then you can dig into the metal, and then you find out what it's made of.
I
Metal
wanted to knock one out.
with a gun.
Yes.
A simultaneous yes.
I I need one for autopsy.
We're about an hour and a half in. Do you guys want to take a quick break and then decide what you want to do after we get back?
Yeah, probably
Sure.
would be a bad idea.
All
I
right,
need
then.
to get a drink anyway.
All right, 5 to 10
should've-
people.
I
5 to
should
10.
have waited.
I mean, it's fine. You're just going to be here to talk to the stream while other people are making up drinky times.
Yeah.
Getting that refill on the sip.
Get your sip. Gotta make sure to have your sip.
Oh, hi, Snapmaw.
You gotta have your sip.
But yeah,
A voice that should utterly destroy my throat, but does not.
That's your skin.
But yeah, we'll be back in 5 to 10, everybody.
I would have think it would have been funnier if nobody told about the spider. What do you mean there's a spider? There's no spider.
The spider. I didn't fucking
I
clarify.
didn't see. I saw no spider. I saw no spider. His voice is something that will haunt you forever.
Hey, son, I sent a spider to see you.
Hello,
Yeah,
listeners. I hope everyone's doing all right.
Hello.
So we might be splitting up into another two-party system.
Yep. I'm gonna go put away the sherbet I was eating.
Hmm. Which seems a bit.
Off, I cannot hear you. Do not say
Which
obscenities in my general brain.
Which may seem a little weird, but also you cover a bit more ground with two separate parties. And besides, we have sending stones.
Yeah, they only work once per though. So
Yeah. But still, it's a way of communication. Though if we split up like we did before, it's just gonna be on the NPCs again.
yeah.
Depends where Kat actually wants to go.
She doesn't want to go anywhere near a weird spire. I'm sorry,
Oh.
magic that's freaky. I don't want to deal with it. I already almost died.
I didn't hear which way you don't want to go.
It's towards the spire.
That's what Felzy
Because-
wants to investigate again. And actually get to.
Essentially, if one of the parties goes and investigates where the spider is, then that's going east. You guys already went north. You can go more northwards, or you guys can go south. So before we split up, there's something Captain needs to talk with Morgan about.
I've got lemon pepper tuna. It's pretty good.
Yes. There's a talk that needs to be had between two tieflings.
So how do you bone a dude?
No, not that. She's had the birds and bees talk. Albeit it's a bit awkward coming from her dad.
Okay. I don't
She's not-
necessarily know if he would have done that.
It's not super detailed. It's the vaguest sense you could give a kid. AK, it's basically how she knows where babies come from.
2 people get in a bed, and then a baby. Nervous smile.
So, I think it'd be at least a bit more detailed than that, because she's traveling with Brimstone, and technically she's in the same bed as Brimstone.
No. It'd be a statement of, you can talk to your aunt about that. For reasons.
Oh god, oh no.
When you're older, talk to your aunt about it.
Ash. Oh no.
Her aunt is a very specific person. It can't be helped.
No, I know who her aunt is, and I have a feeling what kind of talk she's going to get for an aunt, for that.
A very straightforward birds and the bees talk.
Yes.
Nothing weird about it. Now, if you want to get freaky, she can have the B to the S to the M talk. The B to the S to the D to the M, or whatever it is.
Oh no.
Felsie would give the worst birds and bees talk. It would end up just being like reading out a novel of like 50 Shades of Grey, except, worse.
And here we have the birds and the bees, as presented to you.
Beck.
Yeah.
Also, Keta's not concerned at that part. It's just another thing that's going through her mind that she said when she was slightly drunk.
How to seduce?
Kind of surprised no one reacted to the book title.
Well, I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Halfway through.
Oh.
Yeah, what book?
Curse my internet! Winches and Maidens, a basic difference guidance.
Yeah, for some reason, it goes like for maybe 2 seconds of Ash talking, then it goes silent.
My internet is pretty crappy, and also my microphone, I have to keep it kind of far away from my face. So you guys don't accidentally hear me breathing, because it's super sensitive to that, but also not very sensitive to my voice for some reason.
I think we're just maybe waiting on Danny to get back.
Alrighty.
Oh my god.
How would
So,
Brimstone
anyone-
give the birds and the bees chat?
Don't have it.
No. Alright, here's what you do, here's what you don't do, here's what you do if you don't want to get pregnant, go.
You fuck!
Yeah, just don't let your mom know.
Don't let your mom know I told you this.
Okay, I'm
Brimstone
back.
accidentally going too deep into it and saying, like, and here's what you don't do if you don't want her to get really mad at you the day after.
Oh god.
But are we just waiting on Armored now?
Yep, I'm right back.
Okay.
I think we were
Armored's
just
back.
waiting on you.
Yeah.
Well, Armored's muted, so...
Oh,
Fuck.
Armored.
Fuck.
I'm still listening.
No, you're not.
How dare you?
I think he might be still packing. He just didn't want to have noises in the background, so he muted himself.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm just messing with a few things. Don't you worry, I'm still listening to you guys.
Alrighty then, so what do you guys want to do?
Well, so are we gonna have like 2 different groups scouting?
Cover more ground, but if one of us gets in trouble, that's...
I recommend that
I recommend...
Hello. Okay.
Hello.
Sorry about that.
What the heck was that?
That was sister. That was sister-in-law.
I thought it was just a deer.
What did it sound like to you guys?
It sounded like the sound you were making for the deer.
Oh. I just snapped my microphone off so you guys couldn't hear that conversation. I just said that.
Oh, I just thought it filled you with such immense rage that you just snapped it off the stand.
Oh, just don't mind me. I'm just gonna go. I'm trying to buy a new headset.
Well,
Anyways,
if we have to stay together, then
I would just recommend you stay together.
well, I mean, we might cover more ground, but who can heal ever? I think I'm the only one who actually has healing spells.
As he raises a hand.
I think it's whether we're not healing, but just power in numbers.
True.
Yeah.
If I might make a recommendation, and you don't have to listen to me because you know I'm me, we should probably follow the spider.
Well, we might get some answers doing that either way.
Well, you said the spider went east, right?
Yeah.
That leads to the giant cliff wall.
Are you gonna climb it today?
Now I'm thinking we see the cliff wall to the east and to the south.
I mean, technically, right now, all you really see east is more forest.
Yeah.
You guys can see that on the map. There's a giant canopy of trees in the way of seeing that.
Yeah. We don't really know that. The only thing that we know that's out
I thought it was commented that we could see a giant
You can
cliff
see
wall.
a mountain in the distance. You can't see that cliff.
Okay.
There's a lot east.
I thought
You
it was
saw
mentioned before.
when you were over here.
We saw.
You saw that there's a bunch of hills right here and the start of a cliff here. Basically, the hills slowly go up into a sheer slope.
Okay, so correction. I think in that direction, though, there's a large cliff, so it might be better to go towards the north. It seemed a bit easier to navigate there.
So northeast then?
Northeast if we want to follow the spider.
Well, no. Spider went east. So we follow east until we get out, till we possibly get out of the forest, and then we go north to wherever you said.
Yeah, if you remember rightly, the spider went east, the deer went northeast.
Yeah.
If we are planning to scale a mountain at any point, maybe we should go get some ropes. We might be able to scavenge some from the ship graveyard that we come across yesterday.
Well, I'd say that we do that like once we know that we're planning on doing it, and like we don't see like a secret path, like a secret tunnel.
Yeah. The areas that I would think would explore is either the south, spire, or the mountains.
I want to follow the spider.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
Okay, so everyone who wants to follow the spider, raise your hand.
Is Ketsa the only one that raises her hand?
Possibly.
Felzy wants the shiny spider thing. If
So-
you can't, you'll probably cut it off and
Hell.
take it.
That is probably the only one who raises her hand to follow the spider.
I mean, it seems like Failsy wants to follow the spider too.
No. Felzy wants to go
She
to the
wants to
spire.
spire.
Oh, Spire. Okay.
Felzy wants the shiny spire.
Cat is the only one. She looks a little bit awkward at that.
How about this? We
There
go
is a
back to the
lot
ship.
to the east.
That we go. Can
You are cutting out real bad.
Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, guys.
that's okay.
Yeah. Bye. Am I better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about this? Go to the ship graveyard, light up some rope, because even if we find a secret path, some rope can be handy. And get to take a look at the spire.
But what if there's a crazy wizard?
It'd be a person we could talk to.
True.
What explain the metal spiders?
I just feel kind of weird being near next to the ocean.
What's so wrong with the ocean?
I almost died.
He doesn't have an argument to that statement.
Fair enough.
He just has like a look on his face, just like, okay.
Like, it's very pretty. But also, there's a Leviathan out there.
You assume there's a Leviathan out there.
Probably.
It's a safe assumption, but it's still an assumption.
Until we possibly see it.
Until we know to the contrary.
So, let's gather up stuff, I guess, and then let's go get rope.
Alright, so you guys are going to the ship graveyard again?
Ship graveyard and gonna explore further past it to the spire. Well,
Alrighty.
And as we're walking, this is kind of as we're going to the ship graveyard, Ketel will grab Morrigan and kind of pull her a bit away from everyone so she can talk a bit quietly with her.
No, so basically you guys trail back a few steps.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
Go ahead and move you guys back over to that map.
Something weird happened. A little weird happened yesterday,
Aside from everything else?
aside from everything else. Not weird in the sense like almost dad, kind of weird more. Okay, so I was helping with the whole digging a hole with Lee, and we got to talking, and he kind of ended up putting his hand on my cheek, and then he stared at me for a bit, and he only kind of snapped back to it when I said we had to finish up the hole, and I don't know what's going on.
Alright, did you say anything to him before that?
That I like him.
Ah.
Poor boy was so dumbstruck. He's already dumb, but now he was struck.
Well,
Ket is
Was there-
actively
what
trying
was-
to make herself
was-
quiet.
Was there any particular element that was associated with this striking? Potentially.
well,
Um,
given what experience I have, it could be he likes you as well.
Isn't that adorable?
Ket turns a bit pink. That makes sense. That makes sense.
No.
Yeah, no, never mind. Yeah.
Um,
I was
Just
like, wait,
no.
no. I
well,
realized
what do I
there was
do
a
about it?
reason.
Sorry.
I'm not good at this, Morgan. I don't know about boys.
Boys are not that complicated. It's... Well, they can be, but they're not as complicated as you'd think. But you do have to be careful.
So when we gotta get off of Death Island, then.
Well, yeah, that's definitely on the agenda.
But like, what if I never see him again?
I have a feeling you will. But... just be careful. I may not have known you for very long, but I don't want to see you get hurt.
Okay.
You remind
do
me too
this.
much of my baby sister.
Mhm. So I can do this. She looks like she's trying to pump herself up as she's like walking. We should probably go get rope.
Yes, that we should.
Yep. Again,
Run to
it's a
catch up.
it's a decent walk to get there. If you guys remember, it was a while to get here before, a couple hours. But with all of you there at the same time, there's no real concern for getting lost or anything. You know the way.
Mm-hmm.
So you arrive. It's as you left it. A couple of things have shifted around a little bit because high tides come in and then gone back out.
Ooh, this is cool.
Careful with the water. There's monstrous crabs in there.
So aside from, the big possible death thing out there, we have also big crabs.
Yeah.
Just be nimble on your feet if you're out there. That's how I managed.
Probably
Kind of
good
gives
eating.
She gives him a look like, do I look that nimble?
Hey,
Well,
nimbleness helped me get this lovely blade.
I mean, we should probably get rope from the closer things first instead of trying to, go out where all the dangerous things are.
Agreed.
Yeah, so just to refamiliarize you guys with what's on this beach. It has changed a little bit. A couple of other things have washed ashore, which I'm quickly adding them in now because I kind of forgot to add them in before. There's a couple of crates that have washed ashore over various parts of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's bigger than it should have been, but oh well. But we would have seen these as you were sort of just walking up. You guys know to look for this stuff now. There is a couple of crates that have now washed ashore.
Well, let's check the crates first.
Yeah, that's probably the best starting point.
Yeah.
So I imagine we're probably getting all the crates into like a bit of a central place and then opening them.
Yes, we.
It's not really a good central place.
Well,
on this
like,
map
cl-
we can try.
Closer away from the water.
Like drag the crate a bit bit inland for like 10 feet inland first before opening it.
Mm.
Alright.
I'll try to help Failsy.
Alright then.
If I was gonna try and tackle this one.
Alrighty.
And then there's just Brimstone and Lee over there.
Margaret will help Dravinche pull this crate further inland.
Alright then.
Is that a crate? Look,
You guys managed to get like there. Yeah, there's another
is.
crate.
Yeah, Kettle will
Paul.
probably go on the other side.
Lee will take Brimstone over to this one and move this one.
Okay.
Alright. Try opening the crate.
Alright.
Should we roll a d4, see who goes first?
Basically, let's just have an initiative roll.
Alright. Let's do this.
Wait a second. There you go.
Oh.
Have an initiative roll.
Oh, hold on. You need to click token.
I don't want to have to write it down, so
Mhm.
doing it this way.
Yeah, I feel like only one group per, so. Yeah, I'm out.
Brimstone and his nimble.
Should I roll for the group that?
Yeah, good. Everyone else rolled, so just go ahead and roll.
Okay. 7.
All right, so Brimstone, we're gonna cut to you first.
Yeah, okay. What's the orientation of this crate looking like? Like how is it sealed? I guess would be the best.
Most of these crates are just let the
Nailed shut.
The one that Dravince and Motogon are with is nailed shut. The two that you, like your group and Felzy and Keter are with, are latched shut with a lock.
Shit. External or internal?
It's just like they have a padlock on them.
So, internal lock.
External.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's a padlock that's keeping a latch.
Oh,
shut.
yeah, I was thinking number lock. Okay, well, I'm not strong, but Lee is.
Just want to see if you
Also,
can rip
Brimstone
this
has the
thing open.
crowbar.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
have the crowbar.
Yes, you do have a crowbar, which would give you advantage on an athletics check.
But it could also give Lee advantage.
So if you give Lee the crowbar and say
Yes!
open it,
Try not to break it, but if you do, oh well.
he's looking at the fact you gave him a crowbar and looking at a latched and locked crate.
I mean, if you don't need it, then don't use it.
No, it's more like you told him not to break it,
Uh,
or try not to break it, and the situation.
you,
I think he meant more
I
the crowbar, don't break it.
you know what? Yeah, I meant the crowbar. It's not all that structurally sound.
Alright then.
Break the fucking lock. I don't give a shit about that.
Okay. Yeah, he just he grabs the lid, lifts it up slightly, so the tiny gap that it would open up for
Mm-hmm.
opens, jams the crowbar underneath where the lock is, and just basically punches it downward, and the lock, like the latch and lock, just snap off.
Ah, damn.
Rolled a 19 with his advantage.
Man, it's a good thing we got you.
Yeah.
He's glad to be useful.
Look.
Alright, so you can go ahead and roll an investigation check on the inside of the crate.
Okay. Investigations. 18.
Alright. Good enough to find stuff. Let me see what's in this crate.
There's stuff in here. You just don't see it.
Well,
That's
It's basically determines how good your luck is for what's in
Yeah.
the crate.
yeah. It's more of a luck roll or what
This
we
is
can
actually-
salvage from it.
This is actually a crate of fruit.
Oh fuck yeah!
Some of them are going a little bit off, but others are still okay.
Okay, sweet.
The crate you have found a crate of exotic fruit.
Ooh,
Nice.
exotic.
Yeah, there's a lot of these things you've never seen before.
It's all snake fruit.
No, there's like these fuzzy red things that are in
almost-
there.
Almost sounds like an insult or something. Snake fruit.
It does. Yeah, they're like these weird, like little fuzzy red things that don't look like a fruit, but they're packaged with fruit, so you assume they're fruit. And like spiky rock-looking things.
Fuck. Is
A
this
bunch of
shit?
weird stuff. There's a
Oh,
couple
crap,
things
if
you
one
do
of those
recognize.
is a durian.
Yeah. Just. Lady, you know what the hell this shit is?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
crack it open and everyone assumes that the fruit's gone bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Durians are.
I have actually eaten durian before. It is nasty.
No, it isn't.
Up to taste.
Yeah, it's a completely personal opinion. Also, you don't necessarily know what durian tastes like in this world.
Yeah.
This is fair.
Because
Yeah,
durian
that's
actually...
why I asked Lee. He's done a bit more of the traveling than...
Yeah, he does just go, yeah.
Alright, I mean, it looks like food. I presume it's food.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's fruits. Looks like a lot of fruits. From the... Let me get my notes to confirm the name of this island.
He just pulls out a small pair of spectacles.
Yeah, just like a Moleskine notebook and a small, tiny glasses.
I just more picture like Lee's going, it's from... Wait, let me just check the script. Pulls out a pile of papers, just in a small pair of reading glasses, and starts reading over script.
Kinda. He tells you that these are fruits from the Starcrest Isle.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
You can make a history check to see if you know what that is.
History. And I've probably maybe heard the name, but beyond that.
It's just a place where exotic fruit come from. Like, it's a very tropical climate. A lot of things grow there.
Okay. It's a resort location.
No, not a resort. People are not allowed to be here. Like, it's basically a wildlife preserve.
Gotcha.
Or wildlife reservation.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Only people who harvest fruit from there are allowed to live there.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Next.
It's actually... if you were to say that, because technically Monogon would be able to hear you. Monogon, you've actually heard of Starcrest before. Most because it's actually kind of a similar situation to the Palecrest Isles.
Huh.
They're referred to as cresting isles because they are places where Earth-attuned elemental energy pool, and thus a lot of things grow there. For your isles, it's very specifically potatoes and like root vegetables. Like, a lot of vegetables grow really good where you live. And animals grow really big where you live. On Starcrest, it's fruit.
Huh. Sounds like that's like where I'm from, but with fruit instead of vegetables and animals.
Animals grow big there too, but it's basically one grows fruit, one grows vegetables.
Yeah. I get you.
Well, that's convenient. Hey, guys. What did anybody else find?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Get
All right.
ready to open this.
Yeah, so we can transition into
Keta,
somebody else.
I'm gonna look over at Felix. So, don't you have that thing you can like shoot fire from your staff, or like from your finger? She's talking about firebolt.
I do, but let's try this. And Bowsy's going to just prestidigitation another lockpick.
But what if you like stick your finger in the lock and then blow it up?
I'd probably burn my finger.
let's try the lockpick first, and if that fails, then you can blow your finger off. It's the same reason why you don't shoot a lock. Alright, so go ahead and roll.
I thought about it.
That's just a straight dex check, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't have proficiency with Thieves' Tools, but this will allow you to make the check.
I'm gonna pat her and go, "You can open it. I believe in you," and give her inspiration.
That's a plus
I love how
D4.
A D6.
I love how Keta's inspiration isn't like a song or anything. It's literally just, "I believe in you."
I mean, nobody said it had to be a song.
I know, just most
And-
bards make it a song.
And it's head pats too.
Okay.
You can roll d6.
If you want to
Yes,
roll it,
sir.
but you do succeed getting the lock open.
I'll bank it? That's for 10 minutes, isn't it?
Yep, you got it for 10 minutes.
Save it for
Something
when
may
we
happen.
actually investigate.
Alright.
Elsie. I really need to learn exactly how this works. Because I'm really good at this.
You are.
So you get the lock to pop open, and that thus means you also now have a padlock. You don't have the key for it, but you have a padlock.
You can hit something that holds up the padlock.
It's a little rusty,
It's
but
like a
it's
rock.
fine.
There's so much damage I could do with this. Pockets puts it in a bag.
Alright. Pop open
One
that
padlock.
Pop open
Right,
that
and then-
crate.
Give me whoever wants to can give me an investigation roll to see
Can
your
I
luck
give-
for this crate.
Elsie has 4 in investigation.
Yes,
Possibly
but you
it fails
technically
it.
just made the check to.
I have a.
It's
So
up to
would it be
you
Kenta
guys.
who rolls investigation?
Yeah, because Failsy opened the lock, so technically it would be Keta to make this roll. You can both make it, though. I don't care. I just didn't have Lee make the check because he has a really crappy investigation score.
Let's both make it. Let's see what we get. 15.
15 and...
15 and 13. Unless
16.
Alright. Excuse me. Alright, you open up your crate and rolling for your luck and checking to see.
we rolled pretty decent at least.
Yeah, you got pretty good rolls. This actually is a crate of bottles.
Like empty bottles.
Some of them appear to be empty or broken, but others have contents.
Do they have labels on contents?
I'll say with your roll you can see that there are labels, yeah.
Yeah. Kenta will probably start pulling out the bottles, see what they say.
Looking at a bottle of liquid, what do we have?
Alrighty then. Doing a roll.
We found.
We've got more booze.
That's the opposite of what we
Several of these
wanted.
are just bottles of drinking water.
Oh, that's good.
All right. That's Yeah.
That's great.
Like, you find several containers of drinking water. You do find a couple of water skins in here, but unfortunately there's only 2 that are salvageable because several of the other ones that were in here have been punctured by glass.
all right. So we have 2 water skins.
2 water skins, how many bottles
Uh,
of drinking water?
You
7?
find 7 bottles of drinking water. You find sealing wax. Seems to be used to reseal the bottles for if they're opened and need to be resealed before continuing travel.
mm-hmm.
7 bottles of drinking water and sealing wax.
All right. Anything else?
You find several small fist-sized nuts.
Can
This
we like
size
try to
nuts?
break? Can we try to break one open?
Sure.
I'm confused. What? This size what?
Fist-sized
Nut.
nuts, like a walnut.
Ah.
Like a large walnut.
Kenta will try to take out her dagger and try to help her like open it, find like an opening.
Okay. As you're like picking it up and moving it about, you have to like shake it a little bit,
Mhm.
and it starts to glow.
It's because what kind of nuts glow?
What?
Kenta will hold up the nut that's glowing.
Yeah. You just have a a like fist-sized walnut in your hand that's currently glowing blue.
Can I make a really quick Arcana or investigation check to figure out what that is?
This would be either an Arcana. This would be either an Arcana or a Nature check.
Like quick snap thing. Yeah, I'm pretty better. I'm better at Arcana. Is that a grenade?
And there we've got that Christmas roll. All right.
Nat
You look at
20.
As she's like turning to look at Cassandra, and Cassandra looks really confused for a second, you're like, "Oh wait, I've seen these before. You've seen these go through trading of the temple sometimes. They are called Wuka nuts. It's just oddly enough a nut from a basically bearing tree called a Wuka tree that when you shake it, it for some reason emits light. And also they don't go bad until they've been cracked open.
Okay, so not harmful, so I don't have to.
Yeah, they're not harmful at all.
Kettle and
They're
hope it
you
doesn't
also
explode.
know because you've tried them before. They're pretty tasty when they're cracked open. They just take some doing to break open. Like a
Okay,
walnut.
so improvised light source.
Yeah, you know some people do.
Improvised lanterns.
Yeah, basically the statistics of them. Wuka nuts are actually a real thing, by the way. They shed light for They shed bright light for a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. They glow very brightly.
For how long?
For a minute before you have to shake them again.
Yeah.
They cannot be turned off once you have used them.
Oh, we have some Wuka nuts.
A what?
Funny little nuts that glow when you shake them.
Kettle will look
Pretty
at that
tasty.
and she's giggling to herself as she shakes it again.
There's the item
Glow every
description
time
on
you
it for
shake
you.
it.
I want to keep one.
There's about
How many do you
there are
have?
3 of them in there that aren't cracked open already, so you can keep them.
So there's 3 of the Wuka nuts. Cat says keeping one, so there's now 2. We also found drinking water.
That's good.
Those are just 2 Wuka nuts to the stack of stuff that they've taken.
Just tucks
Also
it into
two-
her bra.
2 water skins. 2 water
She's got a
skins.
bag.
That bag's getting full.
Yeah. I don't know. Brimstone's got the go.
Yeah, I imagine we can transition over to Dravenche and Morrigan.
You guys found your thing, so yeah, we can go ahead and
Yeah.
transition.
Alrighty.
Oddly enough, it worked out super well because it was literally Brimstone, Keta, Travinche. All 3 groups in order. Yeah, your guys'
Alright.
crate is nailed shut.
Well, same as all the previous ones, I guess.
Yeah, hang on a second. Hey, Brimstone!
Mm,
Can I see that crowbar?
yeah.
Thank you.
Oh. By the way, both of you would have noticed there's a bloated corpse behind you.
Yeah.
Just
With an
yeah,
arrow.
pointing that out because I don't know if everyone noticed that was there before, because the 2 people that did see it didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, Morgan's going to deal with that later.
It has an arrow in its head.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. I made sure that it's dead.
Hey, Brimstone, are your arrows distinct? Like, do you have, like, red feathered arrows?
No. They're literally just standard.
He just has
I
stock
was
arrows.
just saying,
that
'cause
have
it'd be
light
like-
matching.
Yeah, because I was just wondering, because it'd be identical to Brimstone's arrows. Did Brimstone kill someone?
Brimstone's the only one you know that has a bow right now.
That's true.
Cassandra has a crossbow.
Yeah, and arrows and bolts look very distinctly different.
So you hand over the crowbar.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if I can get this open. Alright, so
Alright,
what
strength.
kinda...
It's a strength check, rather an athletics check with advantage.
Oh, athletics with advantage?
Yep, because you have a crowbar.
Okay. 19!
I didn't need to give it to Lee, probably. He probably could have popped that sucker on his own, but...
Yeah, he probably could have. He wouldn't have liked it because it would have hurt his fingers, but he could have.
yeah.
Alright, so you just jam the crowbar in there, and this is not held together nearly as tightly as that other crate you guys busted into before. This one just sort of comes apart at the seams because it's just nailed together.
Well, that wasn't too difficult.
You can both go ahead and give me an
Alright.
investigation check.
Investigation?
inside. Investigation. They
3.
Oof. Well, we can't... can't all be winners.
just picturing the scene from Spaceball. We ain't found shit.
Alright, I'm just seeing what comes up on this table. Okay. For you, you find... There is actually rope in this container.
Good.
And several pouches of something.
Several pouches of something.
You have to open it up and find out.
Well, Vince's gonna...
Yeah, this
Grab the
this thing
bird.
is sectioned off, like once, basically like 3/4 of this box is being used to store the rope. And there's a divider in the box placed down. And there's basically like kind of rotted, because it's got wet straw, that's been packed around these pouches.
Gonna first give them a sniff first.
Smells a little acrid.
Then going to gently open it.
Not a pleasant smell by any means, and what you see inside is kind of a dark brown mass of little bulbs.
Nice.
Some of which look a little bit rotted. Whatever it is, it's organic.
Think found some flower bulbs or something here. Fortunately,
When I
they
say
didn't
bulbs, I mean
survive
like
as-
they're little circles. Like berries.
Oh. Found something that could maybe plant here, but doesn't look like it survived very well.
I mean, a lot of them are still fine. Some of them look rotted. The inside of the bag, by the way, if you go to reach in it, by the way, I don't know why I said by the way twice. Curse you, speech impediments. They make me repeat my words. When you reach into the bag, it actually feels cool on the inside of the bag.
As in the bulbs or seeds or berries, whatever, feel cool to the touch?
No, like, it's actually like when you put your hand into the bag, the air in the bag feels cool.
Can I roll something to tell if that's just if that's a magical property of the bag.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check on the bag.
13.
Yeah, now that you're looking for it, you see that there is like a bit of silver stitching on the bag that is making a few runes. It's a very basic enchantment, whatever it is, but it just seems to be keeping the inside of the bag chilled.
This might come in use.
That's good. Perhaps we should see what's in the other bags. Might be more of the same, might be something different.
Yeah. Do you know what these things are? Indicating towards the seeds.
It's not seeds, they're berries.
Berries.
Let me take a look. Would she know what these are? I'm guessing that's
Nature check.
Watch me not do very well at that. A 5.
You don't know what they are.
No clue.
Apologies. Out of character, am having difficulty remembering, was it Cassandra?
Cassandra, yes. That's the ranger lady you have with you.
Okay. Da Vinci is gonna kind of flag her over.
I'll be right back, Flair. Yep. She's gonna walk over to you.
Do you know what these are?
Gonna have her make a nature check. Of which she rolls very poorly. Darn you, Cassandra. She had advantage and she rolled a 2 and a 3.
I think I know what it is, but I don't know if Brimstone would.
Probably not. Maybe. You could roll.
All I know is that the
I guess
bags keep things cool, so they might be good for keeping
19.
For keeping other stuff in.
Brimstone, you've seen these before. You've seen a lot of things before, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
You've actually seen these before because these were something that used to be used as field medicine. They are called Cinda berries.
Okay. It's kind of used like field medicine.
Essentially, sorry. What a cinderberry does is that if you eat a fresh cinderberry, which very few of these are still considered fresh, but due to the nature of the bag, some of them still are, you have to eat 10 of them over the course of a 24-hour period, but you will gain advantage on saving throws against disease and poison.
Okay. I'm guessing Brimstone mentions that eating 10 fresh ones limitation.
Yeah. If we had more that were fresh, we could be a bit better prepared in case any of us get sick or poisoned. I don't know if we have that many, though.
Indicates the rest of the bags. Well, help me dig through them. These bags are at least enchanted to keep them cool, so there's a chance we might be able to scrounge up enough.
Maybe.
And you do find one other bag, which is actually a pouch of leaves. There are other pouches. There are other pouches in here which contain more plants, but it seems like these two pouches are the only ones that have anything that's still viable in them. Unfortunately, your luck was not very good before your roll. But do keep in mind, you have 5 of these preservation pouches.
Okay, so 5 preservation pouches.
3 of which are currently empty because the contents were disgusting and rotten and you could just dump it out. Oh, in terms of fresh berries for the cinderberries?
Yeah, how many of the berries?
You have effectively 2 doses.
Okay, so 20.
Just write down that you basically have 2 doses. There's a lot of items that can come up when you do adventuring. I'm glad that you guys did get rope, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have to start salvaging from rotted ships.
Yeah, specifically, you got silk rope.
Ah, how
Ooh.
much of it?
Ah, the fun
I was going to
kind.
get to that, but you guys were focusing on the other thing. Brimstone, I'll let your nature check also stand for this bag of leaves, because again, it's another thing that would be used as field medicine.
Mhm.
They are called Minga leaves.
Damn it, not tobacco.
Nope. Minga leaves. If you eat 5 ounces of Minga leaves in a 24-hour period, you gain for every ounce you eat of them, you gain 1 hit point. If you eat 5 ounces of them in a 24-hour period, you must succeed a DC 11 Constitution saving throw or be knocked down unconscious for 1 hour.
Alright,
So basically
so-
making you feel good.
how much do we have?
I'm rolling for that now.
So is this Brimstone's I want to ignore Keta thing and just eats 5 ounces?
Just knocks himself out. This is 2 bushels worth. So 4.
Either that or
You actually have 12
Are
ounces
convinced.
of leaves.
Alright, so you eat some of this. Yeah. It's basically meant to help keep people on their feet, not necessarily in fighting condition. You eat too much of it though, and there's a good chance that you might just drop.
Yeah.
Not dead, but unconscious.
You would know
Okay,
essentially
deal.
this would be mashed up and fed to soldiers that had been knocked out, that had been put on death's door in battle to give them just a brief second wind to get them on their feet to move to a medical tent.
Yeah.
You would also know it's given in much higher concentrations to knock out soldiers that would, for surgery.
Yeah. Basically, hopefully we'll never have to use it, but in small doses it's good for helping us stay on our feet until we can get to a safe place. In higher doses, if we need to perform some sort of field surgery or similar, that's what it's kind of used for.
So do you want to hold on to this bag then?
Might be a good idea, yeah.
There's a very unhappy
Okay,
bird
so-
in someone's background.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'll have 4 pouches. One of them contain the berries. And Brimstone will have the pouch with the lead.
Alright. There's the information on those 2 items, by the way.
Cool.
And as for Zerop, ooh, you got lucky on that one. There are 6 bundles of silken rope.
Ooh.
A single bundle of rope is 50 feet.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's also
Nice.
it's also 2 pounds, so we can all carry one.
A bundle of silken rope is 5 pounds.
Oh yeah, 5 pounds. Yeah, it's half the weight of a normal one, but 5 times the cost.
The cost.
Yeah.
But it's much better at, holding weight and shit like that.
It's very strong.
Yeah.
And very silky.
Yeah, that's why I said the fun kind.
Meanwhile, Lee's in the background just looking at fruit and picking which ones are still good to take.
I mean, he's the one
Probably
who
stick some of that.
he's the one who knows what they are.
Yeah, he straight up
Probably.
looks like, weirdly enough, a really athletic dad at a farmer's market.
Yeah, he's kind of an appraiser.
Except he's not wearing a shirt.
Meanwhile, there's just Keta giggling at Actually shaking a nut every so often.
No.
That'll stay. That'll stay. That'll stay good until you crack it.
So, would we stick some of the fruit into the preservation pouches?
Those are meant to hold small items.
Okay, so then the fruit's too big.
You could probably put like a couple of the fruit in one bag. Basically, think these bags can hold about 3 pounds of material, so you can put like a couple apples in one bag, because there are apples. But if you were to take something like this big spiky fruit, you don't even think that would fit into the bag.
So they're big enough for like little lunches.
Yep, they're big enough for small amounts of material.
They're basically magic
They're
lunch
lunch bags.
insulated lunch bags.
Pretty much.
Alright,
You cannot easily put a durian in a lunch bag.
not unless you're determined.
It's to hold my tobacco. No, Brimstone doesn't smoke.
Alright.
Alright, well, if we're done with this, I'm gonna go take care of that poor unfortunate gentleman over there.
Yeah, there's just a dead guy over there. He's been there the whole time. You don't know how long he's been there. He's actually starting to get to the point where actually look, like both of his legs at the knees are gone.
Oh, you poor bastard. She's
Oh,
gonna use her tail to kind of block her nose some.
It really doesn't have a smell beyond seawater at this point.
Oh,
Like it's reached that point in decomposition.
yeah, or most of the putrefaction has already been done.
Yeah, but she's just going to basically, as respectfully as she can, given the circumstances for that particular body, just kind of try to get it to where it can be either in the ocean for like a burial at sea thing, or at least just start piling sand on him to bury him.
I mean, he's already partially covered in sand from tide washing over him so many times.
Well, she'll just finish the job then.
Yeah. Not a hard thing to do.
Brimstone.
Luckily, Keta comes by after you've buried the body.
Keta shakes the nut at him. We have a lady.
Yeah, she walks over to you and shakes this large nut at you, and it starts glowing.
Huh. Neat. and then Brimstone contemplates.
I should probably... Did I give you this the information for the Waku nut?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
just making sure.
Waka.
It's my nut.
It's a good nut.
I don't know how to open it because Fancy says it's really good when it's open, but she gives a like I don't know.
There were a couple of them that were
Don't
cracked
blow the
open in
nut.
that crate.
We don't know how good they were probably.
Bailey would have. They were probably still fine to eat. Probably not super fresh, but still fine to eat.
How many would that be?
There were like 7 that were cracked open.
Failsy comes by and has like maybe 3 or 4. And he's eating one.
Ooh, can I try one?
Has a
Oh,
very
definitely.
sort of... Almost has a taste that's similar to like a sweet cream, oddly enough. Like, you expect it to be nutty because it is like a large walnut, but it definitely has a taste that's more akin to sweet cream.
I like it.
It's also incredibly crunchy, so it kind of hurts your teeth to eat, but you're used to crunching on candy, so not out of the norm for you.
Tastes like the inside of a donut.
That's actually a pretty good way to think. Like sweet, it tastes like a sweet pastry that's just sweet and soft.
Like
Is that
Boston
the
cream
only
donut.
Is that the only flavor context you ever have had?
Oh no, I've had meat, but no, she kind of hands a nut over to him. Taste it. It's sweet.
Okay. Brimstone's far different reaction of, oh, okay. As compared to Keta, who's excited by it.
I mean, it tastes good.
Yeah, it's just Brimstone doesn't really care for sweet things.
Fair enough.
Unlike Keta, who's the fucking sweets addict.
Ooh, these are good.
Oh, you got fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Lee is just still digging through this crate. This crate was filled with fruit. It's probably a good, like, 3 foot cube crate, and it's filled to bursting with fruit. Not particularly well packaged, you realize, but probably was not meant to be something that was going very far.
Mm-hmm.
So, specifically what he says when, oh, this is good, is he's holding up these tiny little green things.
What are they?
It's a lime.
And he just puts it in his mouth. You
Aren't
just
you
see his
supposed to
face
take
like
off-
suck into itself.
Aren't you supposed to take off the outside part?
No.
Wait, lime.
Brimstone, it's the fruit that you get compared to all the time.
Wait, let me see one of those.
Kettle
His
hold
face
one up. too.
his face still sucked into himself. He has a handful of them.
Just take one.
Yeah, it does look like you, Brimstone.
It's a pretty similar color.
Huh.
A little bit darker than your skin because limes are actually not a light green color from my memory of what
Yeah.
green is. But
Yeah, they're...
they're actually kind of a darker green color.
a darker gray.
Yeah.
So you have a fruit buddy.
By the way, Lee just looks at you and has like the face that is just sucked into itself. It just gives you a thumbs up.
Yeah, so
Sour, spit it out.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna. The one thing I didn't bring is a dagger.
There are
Kettle
so
hand
many
in her-
knives around you.
I know, yeah.
Just
Yeah, Kettle will hand over
Brimstone-
her dagger.
I just picture Brimstone just like, I don't have a dagger. Dagger, 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 dagger.
Everyone pulls out a dagger.
Like the one thing almost everyone in D&D has.
Yeah. Yeah, just peel it off and then just bite.
Brimstone
I mean,
peels
if
with
you've ever
gum.
bitten into a lime,
Yeah, I know.
it's exactly that.
That's fine.
Kettle will
Pretty
help
good.
sort through fruit.
Brimstone doesn't like sweet. He does like sour, though.
It is pleasant. You and Lee are in the same boat. I mean, he likes sour as well. He just likes food.
While they're having their bit of, yes, let us bond over this sour green fruit. This fruit that is the same color.
It's the same color and personality trait. as
The
Brimstone.
Da Vinci is
Sour
gonna
and
dole out a bundle of silk rope to everyone.
Right,
Well-
I'll add that to my character sheet later. I don't like having it popped up on screen where stream can see it.
Just keep in mind you have one.
Okay.
Yep. So everyone add one bundle of 50 feet of silk rope.
Ooh, very nice. I think Greg told me about. In there.
I guess you give one to Cassandra as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll take it and basically
That's
just strap it over her
5.
shoulder.
I don't know if Keta has a really viable place to put it on her.
You can just drape
This
it over
is-
yourself. It's like a loop. It's like a long loop of
Yeah, just
wear
throw
like
it
a
over your
sash.
shoulder kind of thing.
I
It's
hate
weird
you,
that
Fly.
Felzy leads over to Keta and whispers, "You can have so much fun with this later."
What?
And just sort of leaves her with that and doesn't answer anymore.
what kind of fun can you have with rope?
Well, you can tie
It depends on what
knots
you want to do.
and make hammocks
What
and do
Lee's
macrame.
what Lee's saying?
Well, shouldn't we go find a spire?
Yes, let's go and take a look at that spire now. I believe that's what you want to do, Felzy.
Yes.
But we should probably at
Let's
least
see what that glowy thing is.
Yeah.
be aware of time. Can Keta look up to the sky and maybe estimate what time it is?
You guys would have gotten up at around, just based on the fact you were probably still exhausted from the day before the day that was
Dude.
yesterday. The generalness, you probably got up around 9. It's been about 3-ish hours, 3-4-ish
I'll
hours. So
open the
probably
watch.
about 1. Yeah, you open your watch. It's basically 1:30.
It's more just
We still
sort
got
of-
plenty of light during the day.
it's just kind of keeping track of time so we're not having to walk through a forest at night back to camp.
Yeah, you've got plenty of daylight left. By the way, everyone, Travinci just pulled out this weird thing, looked at it, and closed it.
That's it.
Sorry, what?
What's that? The thing you pulled out.
No, it's just a thing that helps keep track of time. Got a nice tick to it.
I want to insight that seems weird.
I mean, that already seems weird because, little factoid about this world, watches really aren't a thing.
Okay.
Is it mainly like you tell time by like a church bell ringing sort of thing?
No,
Or,
there are like
or the sun.
there are sundials and stuff. There are clocks, but they're big.
Yeah, there's no like personal
Yeah.
timekeeping pieces.
Keta just wants to generally insight that because that seems weird to her.
All right. How do you combat this, Stravince?
I guess a persuasion check to brush it off as it's nothing.
Fair enough. Roll that. Don't roll a natural 1. It's close, but just like you feel like there could be something there, but you also don't know why Dravince would be lying about that. So you just kind of dismiss it.
That would
There's
be
a hard squint.
very specific
It's
thing to
alright.
lie about.
I need to go. Before we go, can Keta just kind of generally look the shoreline to see if there's any seashells?
There are.
Just
Back where you were
Gonna-
before, over here, there were.
a few. All right, so yeah, she'll quick kind of go over,
You're breaking up, Andy.
get some sea. Oh, fuck! Sorry.
Yeah, specifically on that rock next to where you were looking, there's a bunch of seashells just like stuck to it. Did she have to disappear?
Yeah.
He did disappear.
Internet is breaking. Too worried about.
You gotta love that Bork internet.
Hello?
Hello.
Am I breaking it?
Yes.
Little.
Can't really. Hold on. Sorry, you can continue describing. It's just, yeah.
Alright, so you go over to that rock, and there are like a bunch of shells stuck to the outside of it. That's the main place we've seen shells. A lot of them are like really shiny and stuff too.
Can she like just scrape them off and put down?
Yeah, so you just go and I guess you take a dagger and start trying to do it.
Yeah.
Alright.
She has a dagger.
Alright, so you go and take a dagger and start chipping off one of the shells from the rock. And the rock starts moving, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Ah, shit.
Oh.
As
no.
a large claw suddenly juts out of the sand and flies towards you.
I told you to watch out for the water.
I don't think any of you guys would see this. Because you guys were
No.
over there.
I think.
Yeah, no.
I mean, at something coming towards her.
Yep. Alright, so you're able to avoid this claw that went to snap around your midsection and clearly could have enveloped your midsection. And you all hear Ketta scream.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, that's not good.
Everyone roll initiative.
You already have initiative rolls.
Yeah, we do.
As it picks itself up out of the sand.
God!
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so start initiative from the top then.
Yes. I will add this creature to the initiative.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Bing.
It's gonna roll an initiative count for it. Ooh, it rolled pretty good, but it does not really have a big dexterity.
I don't imagine.
Actually, it has some negatives, so it has that.
Oh.
Set order to descending. So, Brimstone, you hear Ketta scream.
Yeah, just, oh, god damn it.
Jervinche is going to realize something when he sees this creature.
It's a bitch.
Yes,
Out of
hello.
character, I already know it's probably the crab that snapped at him.
Yeah, it's the
I
crab
had
that
to
tried to
con-
take your leg.
I had to connect onto my laptop. I'm sorry.
It happens.
I'm not gonna burn my action search yet.
So you see this gigantic crab with a glittering gold and stone-covered shell.
Ketta's terrified.
Yeah, and already Brimstone is just like, what the fuck did I tell you about messing with pretty things?
It was a rock.
This is one of my more favorite enemies I've made. They're called glitch shell crabs.
Never a rock. Yeah, it's within range of pistol, but I had to use my action to dash, so that's it.
Alright, you at least are ready to fire when next turn comes around.
Or, yeah, it'll be in range when I get closer to it.
Yep. Alright, Ketta.
Okay, so naturally it's just gonna, like, I imagine it's kind of second nature at this point. If she's gonna get attacked, she at least is going to grab the one thing that could probably protect her. And that's going to end up being her guitar, and she's gonna cast Word of Radiance.
Yeah, so basically you just strum a chord and just this harmonic sound comes out of your guitar. Which is how Word of Radiance works for your guitar. Constitution
max
saving
damage.
throw. I think has pretty good constitution though. But it rolled really poorly. So it's going to go ahead and take that damage. Its health bar is not turned on for some reason, so let me fix that.
Okay, sweet.
Oh god. Oh no, oh no.
There we go.
Alright. Petra's gonna, if she tries to do it, it's gonna be fucked. She's gonna get fucked, but if she stays, she's gonna get fucked no matter what.
It's still climbing out of the ground right now.
Well,
You get the sense that you could try to, like, dash away, because it technically already used its reaction to try to attack you. I will give you that mechanical statement.
Petra's gonna be like, run away.
Plus, you just staggered it by hitting you with that magic, so...
Yeah, okay, hold on. I need to rematch or something because I think she can middle at least one more back. One more back.
You could go one further.
That's 30 feet.
Were you not standing... You were standing here. Or, you were standing here. So you're currently 25 feet away from where you were.
So I'll move one back then. Sorry.
Okay. I just want to make sure you get the bang for your buck for your movement.
It was a rock! It was a rock! It was a rock!
Alright. Dravince, you hear all this commotion going on. You heard the telltale sound that you heard before, the day before.
I told you to stay away from the water. Is this rock... Does this rock appear climbable?
You would certainly have to make an acrobatics check, but it does have, like, plants growing on it that you could get a handhold onto. It's about 10 feet up off the ground.
So, using full movement, could I end up here with the acrobatics check?
You'd probably even get one space further.
Okay, but first, acrobatics check. 8.
I'm gonna say you make it, but you probably just get to the top of the rock by the end of your turn. Yeah, so you'd be there.
Okay, so was that movement and action, or just
That was
movement?
just movement.
Okay.
The acrobatics was part of your movement. And you do see over this rock, because that boat's not in the way at the moment, you do see the telltale blue shell giant claw that almost cut your leg off the day before.
Oh, it's you again. Okay, can I use a dash to kind of maneuver myself kind of here to, like, be in the crab's way, essentially?
That is a 10-foot jump. Unless you want to go down the boat next to it, you'd have to make another check to avoid taking damage.
Unless I go down the boat.
Yeah, because remember, the boat's actually like at a diagonal slant, so you could basically slide down the boat.
So, like this?
Yep. I'll say it could still put
Okay.
you where you wanted to go. I'm just saying that's how you'd have to make that movement safe.
Yeah, no, I'll do that.
Okay. Alrighty then. Is that all for your turn?
That is movement and action.
Alright. The large enemy crab. It just got hit, but it's currently evaluating where it can go. Gonna see you there, Ketcha there. That's who it was trying to eat. That's who it's currently interested in, but you look tasty.
Yeah.
It sees that back there and that back there, but that's a while ago. So it's going to move. Actually, not a bad movement. Square. Yeah, I can actually get up into engagement with both of you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just see this thing just move with a terrifying amount of speed as it turns slightly to the side and starts scuttling towards you.
Yeah, crabs in general can do that.
Yeah, they're very quick. You wouldn't
Yeah,
think they are, but they're very fast.
I mean, 8 legs. They got that whole bisected orthopod thing.
It's going to use its multi-attack to attack Dravinche and Kieta. The first one is going to be at Kieta. Does a 15 hit you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Dice. It hits. It tried to pinch you with its big claw.
I don't think it tried to. I think it did.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to pinch you with the big claw. You just took 9 damage.
Oof.
It sounds like a
You know,
bit of
Kip
blood just spilled on the floor.
There's a bit crying now because
And it's gonna try to hit Dravinche with its little claw. I don't think a 9 hits Dravinche.
No, it does not. Not even the 15 would have.
Thankfully, we're all fairly dexterous.
I have 7 health left.
Alright,
Yeah.
and that's its turn. Filzy. Actually, I should probably play battle music. Listen to this calming seashore radiance.
Yeah.
As we're being beaten to crap by a crab.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Belzy is going to come in behind this guy, and because this crab is large, does each of his claws count as a different target?
No, you can only hit one. If it's an area of effect attack, it only hits.
Yeah.
I was just wondering because
Yeah.
what chaos bolt?
Different parts of a creature do not count as separate individual creatures.
Okay.
Unless it's very specific scenario.
Yeah.
Hydra.
Belzy just comes around the corner and launches some eldritch magic. Not eldritch, but just right behind, just
Spooky, scary magic.
spooky, scary magic from right behind Gribs. So, does a 15 hit this thing?
Actually, it unfortunately does not.
Oh.
Yeah. Thick shell. I mean, it might hit it. It might just not do anything.
You actually do see that your bolt hits this thing's shell and is reflected off by a part of its shell. Fortunately, has an AC of 16.
I'm sorry, I only wanted some seashells.
I don't have the stuff I can do for now.
Alright then. That is your turn then?
Yep.
Alrighty, Morogon.
Alright. I hold Q so I can have my movement shown as I move, right?
I think you just tap it.
She's gonna just use her full movement to get where she can see what's going on. Oh, fuck.
It's doing the slow movement.
Danny,
Or just
might I
have your
recommend if you're
leg-
going to move multiple squares, just have it be a single click, or
I did have it be a single click.
or be only a few corner point is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, sorry.
Because on our perspective, when you do that,
It just
You're-
slowly.
you're
grows.
still here.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
moving that slow.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just it looks really weird because it looks like you're just like slowly walking with like a cane or something.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Eh,
no worries.
Yeah.
Just for future reference.
Okay.
Yeah, it also shows like 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. It shows every single one of the spaces you move through.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
No worries. Just for future reference.
Okay.
Alright. So you get there. I could have sworn I had battle music ready. Forgot I spent so much time looking up just like normal everyday music for this campaign. Alright, sorry.
But yeah, that's the end of my turn because I used full movement to get there.
Do you not want to do anything with your bonus action?
I don't think I'm close enough to do Hexblade's Curse.
Just out. It's 30 feet.
Yeah.
He's just out of range.
You know, for the sake of a callback, as you're fighting a giant enemy crab, let's have some traditional 8-bit dungeon music. Alright. That's your turn?
Yeah.
Brimstone, we're back around to you. This thing has just
Yay.
grabbed Keta in its claw and has started to crush her midsection.
Okay, we're gonna move around so that we hopefully don't shoot Keta.
Who's sobbing?
Third.
Question.
What's up? That does hit.
Is Lee and the other two NPCs not on this fight?
Lee has no weapons.
Yeah. We'd rather have him stay away.
Flair is not going to fight. And Cassandra actually currently does not have any ammo. So she can't do very much.
Yeah, because rangers don't tend to get very many combat spells that aren't related to their weapons.
Alright. A blast rings out as you ping its shell and actually see the bullet go into its carapace.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of all I can do, because I can only fire that pistol once in a round.
This is why you need to buy more than one pistol.
I mean, this is why I can also make them whenever we level up. And I have enough materials and time.
Or you can find enough materials to be able to add a clip onto this thing somehow.
Maybe. Okay, well, anyways. That's my turn.
Alright, Keta.
Feeling inside's not feeling so great.
You felt better.
Kenta's going better. Kenta's gonna let out a little shriek as she's basically trying to pull herself out, and she's gonna cast Thunder Wave.
Alright. Go ahead and show me that.
Might have a good con, but still some damage.
Yes, unfortunately it does make this save.
Still
Yes.
takes half though.
I will
Yeah,
say that as you do this, it does let go of you.
Really, run away. I guess then bonus action healing word myself, I think. Can I do that?
Yes.
Technically no, but I'll let you. I don't usually put restrictions on spell. Actually, no, I've done it before, so I am going to put a restriction on that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you already cast a level spell.
Fine. She's just gonna. Health potions are a bonus action, right?
Yes, they are.
Well, with her health, her bag, and take out her side pouch and take out the health potion and swig it.
Chug that potion.
So, how much am I rolling for that?
I think those are basic healing potions, so they're 2d4 plus 2.
Alright. Anything's better than being stuck at 7 health. Across the board!
Yeah. So, you get back 6 health, almost making up for the grievous, crushing injury to your intestines.
Almost.
13 health.
You feel your body undent itself.
Jeez.
I don't like this feeling.
I mean, that makes sense, though. That thing is huge, and those things are strong as fuck with their big claw.
It also hit her with max damage previously, almost.
Yeah.
She's a very squishy baby.
Alright.
I'm aware.
Da Vinci. It's in stabbing range.
Yes, it is in stabbing range. So I'm gonna do a stab.
That hits.
Minimum damage.
Still damage, though. You actually feel... It's kind of like when you had to cut open that clam. This sword just seems to know the seams to go for. And punches right in through its armor.
Ooh.
And then you do a bonus action stab.
Oh.
Alright.
Minus 3 on the first roll. I accidentally clicked the wrong one.
It's fine. So what's the total damage?
6.
So that is 11 damage with the 2 stabs.
Nice.
5 slashing, 6 piercing, if it matters.
It doesn't. Really.
Okay. I didn't figure. Just
No one has bludgeoning damage, so it's not important.
that is untrue. We can punch it.
Of us are monks.
And
We can
Dravenche
still
is
punch
going
it.
to taunt the thing. Come. With just a... Come on, don't you remember me? You
Eye stalks look at
slow-moving
you.
pile of shellfish.
It does not comprehend your insult, but still feels insulted.
Somehow.
But it does know that it desires lunch. And it's its turn.
Yes, I know.
Alright, well, you've insulted it, and it decides you'll be its tasty meal to make up for the stab you've just provided it.
You have insulted my honor and my bodily integrity. You shall die, sir.
Alright, and it's just rolled a natural 1 with the big claw. So I'm gonna roll severity.
It cuts its own eye stalk off.
That's pretty severe. Okay, roll the 2 the second time.
Sniff its own eye stalk off.
Dravenche, you manage to dodge out of the way as it goes to clip at you. And it actually clips the mast of this boat you're standing on and drops it on top of itself.
Yes!
So,
Oh, could that also be bad? Like, there's a Keta in that area.
she's not in the way of where it's falling specifically on the creature.
I guess... Would it be safe to say combat action roll?
Yeah, you can make a combat action roll.
Just then, straight line for the mass to fall.
Yep. You actually see as the mouse falls on top of it, part of its shell breaks off.
Yay!
Bludgeoning damage dealt to glint shell crabs actually lower their AC.
Hey! I'm assuming it's above a certain threshold.
It's basically, yeah, if it's significant damage, then it lowers
Yeah.
its AC.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, that way we can't just punch it to lower its AC.
So 10 points of bludgeoning damage dealt to it. Its AC is lowered by 1.
Yes!
So its AC is now only 15. Tailsy.
Yeah, and we can also take part of that. We can also take that shell.
Ability is going to blast it again.
Sorry, question.
What's up?
Does that remove its second attack?
No. Why would it?
It doesn't hit you.
Oh.
The tiny claw does not hit you, as it's still currently just kind of trying to scramble and get the mast off of itself.
Yeah, what the fuck?
My apologies for interrupting.
We're
I
at-
just wanted to make sure that it got its fair chance.
Yeah. I thought you were meaning, does that remove its second attack entirely? I'm like, no. Would it?
No, that's why the
No,
second
I
attack
know.
wasn't rolled.
No.
Rips
no.
its own arm off.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
tosses
yeah,
it with it.
yeah. That's what I thought you were asking. Was that does it only have one attack now? Not that it hadn't attacked twice. It's like no.
Ability's going in for a second Chaos Bolt.
Roll that Chaos Bolt. Hits this time. Alright, let's see.
Oof.
Oh shit.
Okay, now I need to go read what Chaos Bolt does.
Right.
It's us.
You take one of the d8s to determine its damage type.
That's two. Roll it twice for some reason.
That's because,
That's because
if you had
the-
advantage, it would have crit.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
other
there's a
side was
D20.
correct.
There's a 20 on the other side, so it thought it was supposed to roll twice.
So just 17.
Yeah.
8 or 3. I just need to get to. Acid or thunder? No, sorry. Fire or thunder?
I mean,
Bells is going to cook it.
Alright then.
A big stream of fire.
You let loose your Chaos Bolt, and it actually flies into the crack of its shell that just got bashed open by the mast falling on top of it. You light the mast on fire, and the crab it falls onto the ground, sizzling underneath it.
Dead.
It just suddenly stops moving.
nice.
Hey, look! I found lunch.
Try snipping at me now.
Keta spits up blood.
You're actually more or less fine. You have to clear out the little bit of blood that was in your chest previously, but
I imagine it's still somewhat in there. Like,
you're not actively internally bleeding anymore. Alright. The NPCs are now going to come back over.
Kit, are you alright?
I mean, I had my fucking insides crushed.
And what have we learned today?
She's gonna throw her dagger pommel side at Brimstone's feet. A little pissed off at the moment.
He's actually like come over to you. Just sort of looking you over. We're going to be ending after this, by the way.
Yeah.
I wanna go home.
The shell cracked, it didn't break off.
I mean, that gives you advantage point, though. Or not advantage.
Yes, to crack-
leverage point.
To crack it further.
Yeah.
It's also currently very much on fire and still burning. But yes, back to what was just said by Keta.
Fine. Most of it. Keta will just kind of touch her, use her one ability and kind of just touch her chest and start give her back the extra 2.
Yeah, it's not really your chest. It's literally like your midsection.
Yeah.
And at this point, where before you had actually felt things crush and squish on the inside for a second, it's now what you're having to heal is just light bruising that's on the outside because that healing potion did you some good.
Oh.
Lee's just kind of looking at Keta, and then like specifically looking at Brimstone, but just the party in general.
At this point, Keta's finally crying.
He's a confused pup. He doesn't know what to do. Alright, we'll get to that in a second, guys.
After the drama happens.
Yep. You don't interrupt RP for loot.
Morgan will just come up to Keta and just kind of like wrap her arms around her in a hug. It's gentle like.
Yeah.
Ellie kind of thunk her head there on the arm.
You'd actually notice Lee was like making to do that, but like stopping himself. Just like,
she was just hurt. Get touch. Will hurt more.
It's alright, Keta.
It was a fucking rock.
Sometimes things in this world are not what they appear.
I hate it here.
I know.
I just want to go home.
I know.
This is now full on like sobbing. Point of just no words. Just sobbing.
You know, on the
Anyone-
plus side, the
sorry.
crab didn't charm you.
Lee has a face that anyone who wants to that's looking at him could make an insight check.
Morrigan would. 14.
Hold on. Get faster. Nah, Brimstone doesn't give a shit.
I mean,
Bowsy is too engrossed in this bit of shell that she's looking at.
Lee actually does not have an insignificant amount of charisma.
Yeah. And then Brimstone would probably notice it and then not really give a shit.
He's hard to read.
Yeah.
He looks very concerned. Like, it's clear he's concerned, but he has the best you could describe it is he has a look on his face of, I don't know if I can do anything right now.
And seeing that, Keta will just kind of pause her momentary sobbing to at least try to clean herself up and then give him a hug. make
He will
him
give you
feel-
a very, very careful hug. He's not quite wrapping his arms around you. He's kind of like just like putting his fingers on your back. Like he saw you just got really hurt, so he's obviously making an effort not to squeeze you.
Sorry for this, Lee. I'm really sorry.
He just sort of like puts his head sideways on top of your head. He has the. I will just say this because this doesn't even need an inside check at this point. He has the look of like a dog trying to comfort their owner,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like, human, I don't know your sadness, but be happy.
Aww.
Just that like sad eye face.
Be better, I promise. I think I just need to get it out of my system.
It's fine.
It really isn't. We're on a death island and I'm sobbing here.
I mean, this is all the islands of this world. This is a dangerous world.
Yeah, there's dangerous stuff in this world.
I mean, if I hadn't gotten on the boat, I wouldn't have met you and Cassandra and Flair and Da Vinci and Morgan.
Yeah. Would have been bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
He just sort of like looks around.
it was not really good, but
Workable.
perspective, I guess.
At least stand up a bit better so he doesn't have to lean over and his neck a bit.
He actually just picks you up. He doesn't want you to walk because you were just like actually very severely hurt. Even magical healing, it's not good to walk.
Mm. She'll just kind of have her arms around his neck and lay her head on his shoulder.
Yep. Because it is a thing in this world. Magical healing can only do so much to heal you.
It'll get you back on your feet, but it will not cure a grievous injury if necessary.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least not with basic healing.
Cat will just kind of be quiet and bask in the fact that, it's very nice here. At least with Lee.
So Keta is now being bridal carried. Anyways,
Aww.
No.
it's the best way he can carry her right now. Because if he fireman carries her, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Alright then. We should probably get to the loot because we don't want to take too much longer here.
Yeah.
About
I
wrapping
had to
up
have a breakdown.
It's required. You have to have at least one breakdown every other session.
Brimstone's getting real tired of this shit.
Brimstone, look at the bright side. At least she has someone for actual emotional support now.
Yeah,
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, it's just through that whole interaction. It's very obvious to say. Brimstone wants to say something, but he's not.
Because it's probably not nice.
Oh, it's most definitely not.
Alright, so who's doing what for the terms of looting? As this crab is currently being cooked, is being slow roasted under a spit.
Da Vinci is going to extract part of the golden shell.
Is it golden? I thought it was just blue.
Basically what it looks like is the top part that Keto was like messing with is actually like a boulder stuck onto its shell. That has
Oh, the
like
fucking rock.
skeleton. Yep. It was a fucking rock. It's just a rock that was attached to something. Like and you see that boulder is what's sitting on top of its actual shell.
Mm-hmm.
So when the mast hit it, that boulder kind of got dislodged when the shell cracked underneath it.
Uh-huh.
So you're able to move that boulder off with a bit of effort. Probably takes pretty much everyone to move it off. Which, by the way, starting to smell like really good cooked crab in here, around here. See a couple of seagulls just staring at you from the distance, just licking their beaks. But you move the boulder out of the way, manage to pull the crab out, and yes, its actual shell is sort of like this golden film color. You're not sure if it's actually gold, but it looks that way.
I mean, it's probably fairly valuable at least.
And you actually touch it, and you have to make an effort to pull your hand off.
So it's adhesive.
Yep.
And interesting to look at. That might actually be valuable for deterrent.
Yeah, it could be useful, so take apart of the shell.
Yep. Especially with your sword, you're just able to get it up underneath the shell and just go around in a circle and pull off about a third of the shell that isn't cracked horribly.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just shove it in there. Crack, 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 crack.
All that matter is a third of a shell on a creature this large. Just huge.
Its shell is probably about 5 foot in diameter.
Still, that's still a decent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. It's just like...
Yeah.
And it's actually mostly flat on the top.
Oh, okay. So we take like the
So,
flatter portion.
so basically pulling out a toboggan.
What?
Like a sled-sized piece of the shell.
Okay. I've never heard a sled
large
called a
round
toboggan.
disc that we used to use to slide down snow-covered hills in my childhood.
Those are called toboggans?
In some places.
Yeah.
I feel every time I've heard the word toboggan, it's been someone talking about a hat. Oh well.
That's a toque.
Who cares? Doesn't matter right now.
Oh well. Terminology confusion aside. Yes, you're able to get basically I'll say it's probably about... It's sort of also kind of shaped like a triangle, but about 3 feet wide at its largest part.
Another character of mine would love this. So
Yeah.
she'll love it.
And you actually notice that the stuff that's on it is a film that's on top of the shell.
Okay, and what's the actual shell color?
The actual shell color is like you see on the rest of the creature. It's like bright blue.
Oh, so that's only on its actual body.
Yep.
No, not in the claws.
Yeah, but you notice that if you were to go to peel any of it off, and you probably actually do end up peeling some of it off while cracking open the shell, the top of its shell is actually porous, and that film is attached to that. You're not sure if this creature secretes this, or if this creature has something else living on its back. But it seems to be what it was using to stick that shiny boulder onto its...
Right.
Which, by the way, that boulder is very shiny.
Be another fucking crab.
No, it's not another fucking crab. It just, when it got hit, it cracked. And you actually notice the inside of it is... It's basically a giant geode.
Well.
Can we try cracking that open?
It is cracked open.
Yeah, it is cracked open, but it's a geode. It's all crystals, man.
Like breaking it into half.
It is broken in half right now.
Yeah.
Or there's like a quarter section of it that's been cracked, and as you guys ripped it off, it popped off.
Okay. Then Da Vinci will take a piece of crystal inside.
If possible.
Yeah, it's just like honestly, Da Vinci can recognize this given his history with jewelry. It's a basic quartz crystal. It's really pretty, though.
Yes. But just break off a chunk, and then go over to Keta, who's crying.
She's not crying. We're more so just now like fuck that hurts.
Yeah, like
Everything
Just-
hurts.
I'll say for the sake of this also, the thing you actually bring over to her, and you actually notice this because it is a seashell that was stuck to the outside of it to where the thing was already cracked and it was stuck in that crack. And when you pulled it away, half of the seashell is actually covered in crystals growing out of it.
So, a crystal-coated seashell.
Yeah, it's like a conch shell.
Hey, Keta.
Yeah.
Well, wanted to get something pretty out of this. Here you go.
She'll take the shell and kind of laugh to herself.
It's covered in quartz, so maybe after we get back to the mainland, I could make you something with it.
The way it is. Shell after all.
I know I'm a bit of a downer earlier the other day, but I think we'll be able to survive. And you'll be able to show that to your parents.
The crystal covered shell to herself.
Yeah.
Very happy. And now we have lunch of crab.
And now we have lunch.
Filsey, this is a very familiar smell. A very familiar, delicious smell.
Reminds me of home.
Other people,
great.
this is
Yeah, I'm
a
just
pretty
fine.
rare delicacy. Except for probably Jervinche. You've eaten this before.
You said crab, yes.
Not uncommon in Tesfordale.
Yeah, I just like how they're all kind of like clustered on the crab or keta, and then Brimstone just kind of looking at the quartz, just like, if only we had a pickaxe, we could use some of this.
You have a crowbar.
Those things are staff.
They don't exactly correlate, though.
You can hit a crystal really hard with a crowbar.
Yeah, but it might also snap the crowbar.
I will say it's not going to snap that easily. You can use a crowbar as a club. What I'm talking about is if you try to wedge the crowbar into something, and it's like stop like a temple door from closing, you stick the crowbar in it, that might snap it. It's not in that bad condition. Just don't roll a natural one.
How big is this crab claw? Big one.
I mean, it's big enough that it can completely envelop a person's body.
What about the small one?
Considerably smaller. Like, proportionally, your characters take up about a 5-foot space, and you can see that claw takes up a 5-foot space. Like the big claw. It's as big as one of your bodies. Except for maybe
More
Lee.
idea.
The small one's
that was
probably
what I was wondering.
about... Sorry.
Could this small one be used as a glove?
It would be a
Also,
very
how sharp
oversized
is it?
glove.
It's very oversized and very uncomfortable.
How sharp they are?
Yeah.
This is actually... The bigger one's a little bit sharper, a little bit more angled, but it's not actually even sharp. It's more... This is designed to crush something.
Okay.
It's not designed to cut something.
I was going to cut off the small claw.
Alright, not that hard to do. You have a small blue
just sort of-
crab claw. And when I say
That's
small, it's still about 2 feet long.
That's good. And she's just going to try and hollow it out from the wrist that she cut it from. Try and hollow out the meat without breaking the rest of the crab claw. So,
Alrighty then. Is there anything else anyone else wants to do?
I mean, besides probably everybody eating.
Let's hear. Have food. We got crystals.
Got rope?
We got rope. Yep, I think.
You got
I
to see
think unless we want to have a crystal harvest spree on this rock.
I mean, I want some, but that's for my own reasons.
Dravincia would also collect a few for himself.
There are quite a few just loose pieces of quartz. Which actually, let me roll to see what type of quartz this is, even, because it could be potentially be pretty valuable.
Yes,
turns out to be magically infused explosive quartz.
Oh, hell yeah.
That is
So-
actually a thing in this world.
So you mean
Oh, fuck.
something that Brimstone would want?
I would probably try to get at least 2 more little crystals to send back to Mom and Dad when she gets back to actual land.
As long as it's not necessarily pressure explosive, because then you can just grind it down into powder and use that as blasting powder.
As long as she's allowed to get up.
Lee would let you down if you want to be down.
Mainly more crystals.
Alright, someone call high or low.
Hi.
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 Okay, that's a unanimous vote then. Or at
Alright.
least of all the ones that have declared.
Okay, calling high. And it is high. Let me
Yay.
see what's inside this.
As long as it's still relatively transparent, it's fine.
Oh, actually, I would be wrong in saying that this is quartz thing, because I did not just roll quartz.
Oh.
You notice that the crystals growing inside this stone are actually sort of a dark gray color with flecks of dark red and bright red in them.
Damn it.
Can
So,
I will say that with the person proficient with jeweler supplies, you'd recognize this. This is bloodstone.
ooh.
Okay, is it useful?
It
I mean,
can
all-
be sold for a bit.
That doesn't matter for Brimstone. I mean,
I
it does, but it doesn't.
If you were looking for something specifically, you'd want one of the enchanted quartzes, and then fortunately, this is not one of them.
No. Clear quartz would also work. Quartz
You
scopes.
want to make a lens, don't you?
Yes.
Sniper.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll say
just as a joke.
you don't find any quartz. Unfortunately, no clear quartz.
That's fine. Yeah, it didn't necessarily have to be clear, just transparent. But with the flex in it, that doesn't work.
No.
Ketch will pick up 2 of the smaller chunks.
Dravincia will try to collect up what he can and put it into an empty grain sack.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it to go around. Dravincia,
Yeah.
you know that a good, probably about, I don't know, 3-inch long piece of bloodstone, depending on who you sell it to, that can go for about 50 gold pieces.
Yeah.
This is a 5-foot diameter geode filled
Yeah.
with it.
We can make quite a bit of bank if we can get this stuff back.
Maybe we'll want to revisit this before we leave, then.
Well, I'll say you guys can fill like grain sack with it by using the pickaxe to basically,
Yeah.
or using the crowbar,
Crowbar
to
as
jam
a-
against the actual stone of the geode and crack it away from the
Yeah,
crystal.
lift and crack.
And you basically just get the
That's-
bloodstone to fall off in large sections.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so got one sack full of bloodstones.
Actually, because I did roll high. Let's see if you're lucky, Brimstone. Roll a d20. And I will roll a d20 as well.
Probably not.
Well, what I was going to say is if they are close to each other, you will be lucky.
Oh.
You rolled a 2, I rolled a 1.
Hey!
They are close to each other. It's not a piece of clear quartz like what you're looking for,
Oh.
but you do notice that when you're breaking off pieces of the bloodstone, you do find a piece of a different type of gemstone that is actually a glowing red gemstone. Actually, let me roll for the elemental attunement of this.
Other
'Cause
glowy stone.
this can actually these things can actually appear in other gem deposits.
Fair enough.
It is actually a blue color. Probably why you noticed it, because it stands out.
Yeah, so if I touch it, does it feel particularly anything or just
It
kind of like...
it feels like you just picked up a piece of ice.
Huh. Alright.
It's about a 2-inch long sliver of gemstone that popped out of the mass when part of it broke up.
2-inch long. Like, thick at all, or...
A couple of centimeters thick, not super big. It's like whenever they show you like the quartz necklaces with that like that type of pendant, it's about that thick.
Okay.
What'd you
Alright. Yeah, it just kind of picks up. I don't know what it is. It feels cold to the touch, though.
Yeah, it feels like holding ice.
Can Da Vinci take a look at it?
Yeah.
But you can't. I can't the what?
Cold as ice, willing to sacrifice on love.
Because Da
can
Vinci
make
has
a
experience
roll.
with gems, would this be Arcana with proficiency because jeweler tools, or no?
You can make You can actually make a jeweler tools check. I will say this is not something you are particularly familiar with, so that will affect the DC, because this is not a type of gemstone used in jewelry.
The intelligence, I'm assuming?
Yes,
23.
but you do recognize it. This is called frost quartz.
Ooh,
It is
This-
one. Yeah, sorry. I was
this
just
is a
going to.
rare specimen.
Yep, it is one of the types of elementally attuned quartz gemstone. That there is flare quartz, frost quartz, spark quartz, and there was one other that's not coming into my head right now.
Melty quartz?
That's flare quartz.
Yeah.
No, I mean melting as an acidic.
No. Oh, and vapor quartz. It produces wind. There's fire, electricity, wind, and ice.
Classical elements, not necessarily damaging elements.
So, this is a rare piece. Don't see very many, but it's it's a piece of natural quartz infused with the power of ice.
With a check that good, and with your history, you would actually recognize this would be considered a seed gemstone.
A seed gemstone, so it could be planted to grow more?
Yeah, under the right conditions, you could make this thing get bigger.
No, I recommend not trying anything funny with this. If we're lucky, we could use it to make more. Some jewelers like to find these in order to make particularly powerful jewelry. Can use one to grow yourself an entire stock.
Yep. Main reason why jewelers would do that is because sometimes you'll find a gemstone that is a seed gemstone with a perfect clarity, and thus can be used to grow many more of that exact type of clarity stone.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which, speaking of which, since you mentioned clarity, what is this one's clarity?
All the gemstones like this are very high clarity. They are crystal clear, save for their color.
I say with this specimen, we're very lucky indeed.
The gears are turning.
I mean, hey, kind of good thing I found a rock.
With this, very good.
Yeah, that gives me ideas.
We could sell it and make quite a bit of coin back home.
Mm,
Or we can use it to grow ourselves a bunch of ice-infused crystals.
yeah. Crystals that might actually be able to withstand the force required to make a bullet.
Well, we can decide this as we eat.
Possibly. Brimstone, how about we talk over some crab meat about that idea?
Well, might as well.
Hey, Kenta.
What?
Snip, snip. Josie has a crab claw hand.
I really don't think that's funny right now, and if I had enough strength, I'd rip that off of you and smack you with it.
All right. I think on the note of Lee then taking the claw and bonking Failsy on the head with it, we can end off tonight.
Yes.
And scene.
Alrighty then.
So we fought the crab.
Yeah.
It was crabby.
All I wanted was there's gonna be crab underneath.
Well, hey, you now have a bloodstone-coated conch.
I don't know if anyone noticed it, but as you guys got in the map, I put that rock down.
I noticed it.
Solid.
I noticed it. I didn't comment on it, though.
I was just like, oh yeah, this is here. Boop.
I warned you about the crabs.
Always gotta be careful with the crabs.
That's why she was hesitant to go into the ocean. But it was just a rock. That was just a rock.
I think it was meant to look like just a rock.
Yeah, it had a big boulder on the top of the shell. Right. So yeah, let's do our shilling outro, and then we can discuss more stuff after.
This is my time to shine here.
Yeah, do your shill.
Chill to your heart's content.
So, tonight you have seen me as Ketta Drakenfell, the tiefling bard, who has a lot of emotions that Brimstone is sick and tired of. But Sundays, you can find me at twitch.tv/Latvarian Citizen at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I play Desire, the tiefling blood hunter. She's a bit more mature than Ketta is, but still has somewhat of an emotional side to her. The young child, but you know, that's the thing. If we ever get to do it again, Dungeons and Discussions on Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Latvarian Citizen. There you can also find our YouTube, the DFO's VODs. And you can catch up. We have, I believe, 1 to 27 or 28. Level 5 kind of didn't stream when we first started playing, but like the DM does a really good catch up in the first episode. You can find our Twitter at Twitter/World of Iona, where we post updates if we're playing, what's going on, all that kind of stuff, fun stuff. If you tag us in anything, you'll be retweeted. Try to keep it PG, guys.
Damn it.
Never! I operate my life at a more than 20-year age. Do you want to do the shilling, or should I do the shilling?
Yeah.
Well, for Tuesday, it should be. Well, you go ahead and do the stuff for Tuesday.
Alrighty then. Should everything be going well this coming Tuesday and we have everyone present, we will be heading back to the forest. That would be streamed here again on Danny's channel with our illustrious DM, Night Hunter. That will also that would then involve Small Lizard, Jack Dittman, myself, and Danny.
Yee.
Where we will be dealing with some rather interesting turn of events. Because, Annabelle is facing the consequences of her actions, as she should.
What demon do you have to fight now?
Well, she drugged the crown prince of a kingdom and then accidentally got his bodyguard killed because he got shot in the chest with a poison bullet and no one got it out of him.
Wait. Which bodyguard?
Tacitus.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that good boy's dead. He's gone back to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, no.
He lost that shadow game.
However, should not everyone be present for that game, as Night Hunter does not want to continue that story without everyone present, given the situation. We cannot have one not present, because it's very involved with everyone currently. We will be returning back to That was Tellera. My brain is a little blanked right now, because I'm very tired. We will be returning back to Neoterra, where our groups have found themselves a home base, and they'll figure out where to go from there.
And last session, Jack diplomacied a robot.
Yeah.
I mean, robot diplomacy. Come on.
He found one of the few beings in the cradle that could be diplomacied, and diplomacied it by making it too confused to attack him. Because he walked up to lizard robots while dressed as a hyper-realistic iguana.
That sounds about right for Jack.
Hey, it worked.
It's one of the few times when rolling poorly on a disguise check helps.
Armor, do you have any shilling to do?
Nope, not this time.
Failsy?
Sadly, nothing's been set up yet, so.
Myth, do you have anything?
Nothing yet. Soon.
Alright, and so that just leaves me, so just to quickly reiterate, just to add in some quick info to what Ash said, the Tuesday game, regardless of if we do Forest or Neoterra, if it's Forest, it will be on this channel at 9 p.m. EST, and if it's Neoterra, it will be on Night Hunter 66's channel at the same time.
I'm terrible at chilling.
That's okay, it's just quick.
It's not just me saying things twice.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, also for next week, we will be on this same day at the same start time with... Yay! We were only a few minutes late this week!
Yes, we were more or less on time. It was great.
I think we were only 5 minutes late. But anyway...
Don't expect that very often.
We will do our best to try to maintain it, though. Anyhow, we'll be back here on this channel on this day at hopefully 7 p.m. EST to continue this story with our poor marooned characters.
I realize the name I gave this session is unfitting because you guys went the opposite direction.
Are you surprised?
I tried. Okay, I tried.
It's fine.
I saw the way we were supposed to go, but asked what would the characters do.
I mean, we'll get there eventually.
And then you guys didn't even get there.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Sorry,
That's
I
next
got-
section. Spire next section, and then go into the mountains.
It's so
I got
silly because
crushed.
there's actually nothing there.
Well, we'll
I
find
don't know
out.
that.
Yeah.
Either they'll find nothing, or Failsy will steal the entire thing. Take the light.
Take
This
the
is mine
entire...
now.
No. Failsy's just gonna take the entire spire, grab a shovel, dig under it, and then just carry the spire back home.
Imagine if Failsy had a portable hole.
Oh boy.
Yep, this is mine now. Go on.
Spire is like 300 feet tall, but okay.
Anyhow, I believe that is it for shilling and the like.
Yeah.
And has yet to be determined, but there I may or may not stream this weekend. I'm just kind of waiting to see how things go for that.
Ooh.
Oh, you know why, dude.
Damn, son.
Nerds!
Yes, but may or may not stream this weekend. We'll see how that goes, and if I do, I will tweet about it, and there will, of course, be the Discord link bombing. I still love that image that Jack put in my head with that. But yeah, I believe that's it, so let's all say our goodbyes, and then I'll end the stream and we can go do stuffs.
Goodbye! Also,
Goodbye.
Armor, you suck. You posted pictures of honeycomb.
Yes, lots of honey.
Getting all them fly honeys.
But anyway, yes. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.